and a very warm welcome back to the NPL Premier League Season 2. Today is day 22 and coming your way we have a very exciting match. It's Qualifier 2 between the Biratnagar Kings and the Lumbini Lions. Now both teams will need to be on their A game today because only one can make it through to that final. Now the crowd is building for the last couple of days. It's been electric and everyone is desperate to see their team make it through to that final and join the Royals. Now the road to the final for these teams has been a long one, but what a comp it's been. First up we had the Royals and the Kings go head to head, and it was in fact the Royals that had that one-way ticket straight to the final. And of course the Kings are here today playing the Lions, as yesterday's match we saw the Gawkers and the Lions go head to head, and of course the Gawkers were eliminated. So whoever wins the match today will be joining the Royals in that final. So it's a must-win match. The only option is to dominate. Now my name is Jess Crowe. We've got plenty to unfold before all the action kicks off here today. But before we do that, let's go and join the two captains out in the middle for the toss.
Now then, this is a big one. One stays, the other goes home. It's the Kings versus the Lions, and with me out in the middle I've got the captain of the Kings, Sandeep Lamachani, Rohit Paudel, the captain of the Lions, and Mr. Manu Nair, our match referee. Sandeep, I think you're going to get the coin from Chunke. Hopefully Chunke can make a move here. Hasn't got much quicker over the course of the 4 weeks, our Chunke. Up it goes.
Tails.
Tails is the call. It is ahead. Sandeep, what are you going to do first and why?
We're going to bowl first.
The reason behind that?
No, it's simple. We played the Super Royals in the last game on this wicket, and we had a good outcome. And you know, it's just about we made some mistakes in the last game, but you know, looking forward to this game, and we just want to give our 100%.
Gee, what happened in that last game? I mean, if you think 2 days before that, you guys were unbeatable, incredible, and then you lose like that.
I guess, you know, if things meant to be happen, they will happen somehow, and glad it happened in the last game. Definitely won't love to repeat the same mistake today, but you know, still the environment and everything is inside the dressing room and the hotel. It's really amazing, and the top stuff.
Yeah, obviously you just pushed that one aside. Now these surfaces are starting to really suit you. You must be happy with the way that you put the ball's coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, have been doing good so far from my end, and the boys also putting some good efforts and showing a good intent as well so far. But you know, it's the most important time of the tournament now, and you know, it's all about handling the pressure well and just go and express yourself.
Okay, what about changes to your side?
We've got two changes. Narayan and Surya, they're not playing today. In place of them, Shankar Rana and Subhash Bhandari are in.
Fantastic. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rohit, now, yesterday, you chased. Now you're going to have to bat first. Are you okay with that as a captain, as a team?
Yeah, I think we're okay with that because it's a knockout game. The pressure will be on both the sides. Obviously, chasing will be a difficult task for them also if we put a good score on the board. Yeah, we're looking around 160 plus to give a good fight to them.
Now yesterday, you were always in control, but it did look as though you stumbled a little bit. Did you feel in control as a team yesterday?
Yeah, we thought as a bowling unit we were in well controlled, but as a batting department, we as a team need to be more controlled. We struggled in between, but we'll try to do better today.
Little fun fact for you: the Bolts won last year. They came last this year. You came last year. You're nearly there. Changes to your side.
We are playing with the same squad.
All right, all the best for today. Right, so the news from the middle, it's the Kings. They've won the toss, and they're going to have a bowl first. Now, we've noticed that these scores are getting a little bit on the low side, but we are on pitch number 4. Let's hear a little bit more about it from Carlos Brathwaite.
Pitch number 4, as HD mentioned, and I'll give you a little bit of history about this pitch. It's the same pitch that the Kings chased 148 in 11 overs to secure their top 2 spot. So there's a little bit of previous, and that could suggest why Sandeep Lamachani decided to bowl first and chase again. Now, if you look at the actual pitch itself, it's barren and devoid of grass in the areas that matter. We start there, that's a little too full. If you come a little further down, again, no grass at all. Now, that can be a good thing, If the pitch stays together, it might not be much lateral movement. But if there's no dew, I suspect that with the lack of grass and the lack of the grass keeping it together, there may be a little bit more spin, and it may spin a little bit more slowly. So this decision to bat second could either really work in the Kings' favor or it can backfire. We've seen as the tournament has progressed now in the last week that scores around 140, 150 are enough to fight. And I think that's perfectly in the wheelhouse of the Lions. This is shaping up to be a cracker. Might not be high scoring, but there's previous. Stay with us.
Well, there we go. Just as a reminder, the Kings are going to have a bowl first. Now, the last time out for the Kings, was a little bit of a disappointing loss for them. They were chasing 156, but in the end were bowled out for 78 in just 14.1 overs by the Royals. It was a completely different story, though, for the Lions yesterday. They were dominant with the ball, bowling out the Gawkers for 111. I mean, the chase wasn't the most comfortable, but I mean, hey, a win is a win. They're here to tell the tale still. Now, to my right, I'm joined by Faz Al-Khalil and Andrew Leonard. Faz, I'll come to you first. How can you sum up the performance of these two teams so far?
Well, they need to forget about the past, concentrate on the game on hand, because this is the all-important game, Just. And for the Biratnagar Kings, they can take heart in the fact that this is the same pitch that they completely dominated that game. They needed 148. They scored it in under 12 overs, which they needed, and they really just smashed their way around. So they'll have to keep that in mind. And for the Lumbini Lions, they're coming from a win yesterday, so their morale will be high. So it just augurs really well for a very interesting qualifier too.
And the Kings' last match, Lenny, were coming back from a very, very convincing win over the Royals as well. What happened with their batting? Do you think the pressure maybe got to them a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was the pressure. Good afternoon, Jess. Good afternoon, Faz. Everyone. I just wondered, did they maybe get a bit overwhelmed, a bit carried away? They thought, oh, well, we've hammered these guys in the reverse fixture when the Royals were at a very different side with plenty of different faces. And I think they got a bit carried away. They thought they might chase it as comfortably as they did. I thought Hazlett went far too hard too early. The run out with Gupta and Duplessis I couldn't quite believe, and the crowd had their role to play. And yeah, tonight is going to be a fascinating contest between two very good sides.
In fact, looking at how strong the Lions were with the ball yesterday then, would they take a certain amount of confidence from looking at the latest performance with the bat from the Kings?
Well, they need to do that, because if they concentrate on the game that they have lost, Just, then it's going to hurt them even more. They have a really formidable side on paper, but they need to go out there and do it in the middle. Yes, they will be under pressure. Yes, Faf du Plessis has a reputation to protect, but I think he's a big match player and he's going to prove that this evening.
Of course, and just the 2 games to go in the NPL now. The squads have changed plenty throughout the season, so let's take a closer look at how the 2 playing 11s are currently shaping up.
Yeah, I got a look at those for you, Jess, and look, no surprise to see the Lions are unchanged. I would have expected them to go with that same side, but for the Biratnagar Kings, after that heavy defeat, they've made 2 changes. Out goes Surya Tamang. It's a big call on surfaces that have turned. Narayan Joshi's had a mixed tournament, and in comes Shankar Rana, who's not really been at his best, but Subhash Bandari is a very talented little off spinner, and with all those left-handers in the Lumbini Lions side, that is very much a matchups thing. Get the off spinner in to take on the likes of not just Dick Weller, but also Darcy Short at the top, and then Dilip Nath in the middle.
And now if we look at some of the standout performances from these players, then looking at the Kings' last
experience, and he's been one of the big stars of the league, Faz.
Well, absolutely. He's got his own reputation to protect, and I keep repeating that because he's such a professional. He's come out here with a purpose, and the purpose is to make sure that the Biratnagar Kings not only get to that final, but win that final. But on the other hand, Rohit Podell will be silently exploiting their weaknesses, Andrew, and on a pitch like this, if they can put those 150 to 155 runs on the board, boy, will we have a match on hand.
The challenge, Jess, just to jump in, I'm sure you got another question for us, but the Lions have won all their games on this streak. I think it's 4 on the bounce now. They've won them all chasing. So can they do it the other way around by setting the score?
That was my next question for you, in fact. How can they now adapt their game knowing they're batting first?
It's not going to be easy, is it? And I suppose knowing what a good score is on these surfaces, I think everyone has been a little bit sort of muffed, a little bit mizzled. They don't really know what's happening. Faf du Plessis just said to me on the sidelines, he goes, which would you do? Would you bat or ball? I said at this stage, I don't even know anymore. Look, get up to 150, get up to 145 even. They've got so many good spinners. Shermala's having an outstanding tournament. Abhishesh Gautam, I like. The young leg spinners bowled really well. Tilak too. And Rohit Padel's been in the wickets when he's bowled. And Trumpelman has had an excellent tournament. They'll have the scoreboard pressure on top of that. I just don't think we'll quite have that same atmosphere that we did when the Royals fans were in town, and they had a big factor in that first playoff game.
And you mentioned Shea Mala there. Let's touch more on him then. He had early impact with the ball yesterday, Faz. 3 for 22 were his figures. He's been an absolute firecracker this comp.
Well, absolutely. He's been the linchpin for them, especially with this mystery action and the ball that he gets to spin both ways. He spins it into the right-hander and away from the right-hander as well. So he'll be quite a handful, especially as the pitch becomes a little slower, like we've seen in the other games just. But I have to mention that the team that plays these key moments well are going to go home victorious today.
Just on Shea Mala, one more good performance, or maybe two more. I think he's putting himself really in the mix to be a bolter from this Nepal Premier League into that T20 World Cup squad.
Well, it'll be very, very interesting to see how he performs today. And now, guys, my favourite part of the pre-show, I want to hear your predictions. Who is joining the Royals in the final? Faz, come to you first.
Go on, Faz.
Well, you've put me on the spot. I always go for the underdog, so I'll be backing the Lumbini Lions for an upset win.
I don't think I've got a great record this season, so I'll go with the Kings, but let's wait and see. It's going to be a cracker.
1 Lions, 1 Kings, only time will tell, and only one team can make it through to that final. Who's it going to be? Make sure you stay tuned to find out.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Andrew and Fazil. The predictions are in place for both you gentlemen, but what an afternoon loading at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. The Biratnagar Kings have had a pattern of win-losses leading up to this game after a great start to their campaign. And the Lumbini Lions have been the story. They won the very first game of theirs, lost 3 and they won 4 on the bounce. Last night they had a decent outing, scraped through in a chase, and so much to play for. No retakes, no second chance. One team goes home tonight and the other one progresses into the big final. Darcy Short, he's had a couple of 30s and a 50 as well. Looked good yesterday. Once again, so much will depend on the start he gives. A good strike rate of 125. What a time to bring in HT Ackman as well. Great match, great settings, and some wonderful visuals.
I think majorly we look for how the surface is going to play. Good evening, Mikel, and good evening to all our viewers who've tuned in around the world to watch this qualifier number 2. Dinesh Adhikari, who will open the innings, didn't really trouble the scorers yesterday. You rightly point out that Darcy Short will be key. I think he's threatened on numerous occasions over the course of this tournament. There was a couple of failures earlier on, and then he started to sort of get an 18, then a 20, then a 30, then he got his half century. But he has the possibility to get the Lions off to a cracking start. What a tournament this man has had, Marchand Talanga, particularly with the new ball.
Yeah, we're all set for this great contest. Qualifier 2, one team will take on the Sudur Paschim Royals on December 13th. Who will book that date with them? So much on the line, so much at stake. He's been phenomenal with the ball, Marchand Talanga. Darcy Short will be facing up to him. Slip in place, Martin Guptill there, one of the best fielders in that position. And you have 3 on the off inside the circle. And a deep backward point. The countdown has begun. 3 inside the ring on the onside, saving one with a deep backward square leg. We're all set for a cracking contest. The roar in the crowd suggests we're all set for play, and ball 1. First runs here for Darcy Short and the Lumbini Lions.
A nice little clip off the pads to get off the mark. Talanga will prefer bowling to the right-handed Adhikari up front. He tries to swing the ball away from the right-handers, and then against the left-handers he has the ability to just try and nip it off the seam away from them. But if he's got his rhythm, he gets it around that 140 mark, which is not medium pace, I'll have you know. That is quick.
Tentative broad there, gets a bit of an edge, gets off the mark. For starters, Adhikari will feel good. Didn't get going yesterday. There he is, standing at the bowler's end, Mr. Ravindra Vimalasiri. Very quiet personality, he's had a good tournament. And giving him company at square leg is Lyndon Hannibal. Was there last evening as well, officiating in the middle. Yeah, they've been great. Some other very fine umpires as well. We've seen Buddhi Pradhan, Vinay Kumar Jha, Prageet Rambakuela. Yeah, there he is. Mr. Buddhi Bahadur Pradhan. Very good afternoon. Yeah, broad smile, a big wave. He's enjoying himself, just like how we are. Just get the impression Darcy Short will enjoy the pace of Dilanga on the surface, HD.
Yeah, he likes the ball coming on, doesn't he, Darcy Short? Typical Australian. Doesn't want pace off, wants seam on. Right, our square leg umpire, Mr. Lyndon Hannibal. Now, yesterday there was a little bit of controversy surrounding a particular decision that he made. And I'll have you know that he was right. And all of us that were sitting behind microphones, etc., were wrong. It was with regard to a no ball, dead ball call for those of you that were tuned in yesterday. What a lovely stroke. Just a push down the ground and the outfield will do the rest.
Yeah, what a hit. Straight back past the bowler. Talks about the kind of surface you play through the line, on the up. Everything right about that shot. Straight as a ramrod, they say, the safest shot in the house. And that just sped away. Just pulling that length back. Done with over number 1, it's 7 for no loss. It's a lovely afternoon here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. You can sense the nervous energy as well. That's because it's Qualifier 2. Teams have played hard to get this far. And you're talking about umpiring as well last evening. HD, yeah, that was quite a lengthy discussion and a call, and a good one by Lyndon Hannibal.
Yeah, there's a lot of grey areas in that particular ruling. As we see Subhash Bandari, who's come into the side for this fixture. He's going to get given the new ball. Yeah, there's a lot of grey area around that decision, but I think in the end, Mr. Hannibal got it spot on with regard to. For those of you who weren't tuned in, you're probably going to be a little bit confused. For those of you who were tuned in, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a no ball. It was also called dead ball. It was a very sort of controversial moment. Look, there were other decisions that were debatable, but that one, in the end, Mr. Hannibal got correct.
Yeah, the introduction of Subhash Bandari into the playing 11 at the cost of Surya Tamang is simply because of the left-handers that the Lumbini Lions have. Not just in their top order, but across their middle order as well. You'll have Dequela coming through. You'll have Dilip Nath as well.
I thought they made hard work of the run chase last night, particularly after the dismissal of Short. I thought Powdell could have taken them home, played his natural game. So here is the moment from yesterday evening. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that? Now, it went for a single, but the ruling basically states that if the ball leaves the playing pitch, it is a no ball, which the umpires deemed that it had, and if the player also leaves the playing pitch, the actual pitch that they're playing on goes off the surface, then it's deemed a dead ball. Hence the reason why it was a no ball free hit, but a dead ball called, so no run was scored from it. And I think the excuse that we can all make is that none of us had ever seen it before.
Yeah, first for many. By the end of it, top decision there. He's got the toe end of the bat. Long on, coming underneath it, and it's been pouched. That's a lovely catch by Hazlitt. He's taken some very fine catches all through the tournament. And Subhash Bhandari's inclusion in the playing 11 reaps reward. He strikes in his first over. Dinesh departs.
The ball's followed Sam Hazlitt over the course of the last few weeks, that's for sure. Wherever he is, he's underneath them. And he doesn't put him down. Bhandari's got the first one. The Kings are on the board. As Zadakari goes for one, it's 8 for 1.
Yeah, Dinesh Adhikari, scores of 4 and 1 in the last 2 games, and such a familiar sight. The captain walking in early to dig his team out of a deep hole. He's had a couple of scores. His strike rate has been a bit of a talking point. Tonight, can he just get it going? Take his team to a very substantial score as well.
And batting first. Batting first is a whole new thing here for Rohit Paudel, because I know that you've argued his corner, but I've felt that he's been a little bit slow. And when you're batting first, I don't think you can stand there and just get 1 off 6, 2 off 10, and then hit a 6 and it's 8 off 11 and it's okay. Batting first, I think against this King side, you want to be able to get a score around about that 150 mark. You know what they do. If you get 120, they just blow you out the water with that strong top 3. So Paudel's going to have to be inventive. He's going to have to be at his very best.
Yeah, no better time. That's because you have 2 off spinners operating from either end. So I understand Sandeep Lamichane's matchups in his mind, where he wants the off spinner to bowl to the left-handed batter, but best chance here for Rohit Paudel to capitalize as well.
Be a couple here. Yeah, the difference between yesterday and today is there was one distinctly shorter side to the ground. Away to Darcy Short, the left-hander's offside, it was only 60 meters, and to his leg side it was 65. It's different today, it's more even, because you would think if there was a shorter side, Paudel would look to take on the off-spinner.
Not a bad ploy here by Sandeep Lamichane to get 2 off-spinners in operation in tandem. Just try to plant that seed of doubt in the mind of a left-handed batter in the middle. Yeah, he's just trying to go a bit too behind here, I feel. Darcy needs to come forward.
Not near the pitch, and it just went straight up.
Some turn and offer.
Yeah, a lot of the good players of spin, they play back to balls that others would ordinarily lunge forward to and score no run. They play back to try and draw you to bowl the ball fuller. Then they pounce on you down the ground.
Just like that, HT?
Yeah, like that. And ordinarily, I think what they don't want to be just defending it. They would like to be scoring off it. They play back and they just knock you to the leg side for 1 or through the offside for 1. And then you overpitch and they bang you down the ground for a boundary. But a lot of good spinners, a lot of good players of spin play back particularly well. because it just makes it so difficult for the spinners to find the correct length.
Wonderful over this by Naren Bhatta. Just the 3 runs coming off it. Lumbini Lions a little slow off the blocks. 11 for 1. Well, here you can see Khalti's box office providing seamless and smooth booking experience throughout the season of SBL, NPL. Yeah, how well organized, well structured, back live. Just so nice to see that the fans are kept in mind and a proper system in place over the HD. Short and wide. That's been put away in the gap. Work to do for the fielder. They'll push for 2. It's important maybe as a spinner here when you're having 2 right-arm off spinners bowling to the left-handed batter. Ideally, one by bowlers to just maybe pitch it up a bit more further and invite him into the shots here, HD.
A lot of the players we've seen in these power plays when spinners are bowling utilize the sweep very well, the sweep and the reverse sweep. But I haven't seen Short get on bended knee and play that shot as yet. He seems to be wanting to hang back and encourage the spinners to get it a little bit fuller.
It's a back offside here for Paudel inside the 30-yard circle. And he hit that in the gap to perfection. Just how beautifully he transferred the weight and picked his spot and pierced the offside region. That's the shot of a man in good touch.
Coming around the wicket, you can't afford to bowl the ball on off stump because it creates an angle that allows Powell to hit the ball through that offside where there is no protection. If he's going to bowl around the wicket, the ball's got to be spinning viciously, or he's got to bowl it in and around middle and leg stump. That's much better. That's the line that he's got to bowl. Let's bear in mind, this is not a test match. He's not trying to get people out. He's trying to accumulate dot balls, and in the hope that Powell will then take a risk. He's had a consistent tournament.
Smartly done, straight to the fielder. 7 runs of over number 4. It's been a quiet start. 18 for 1.
Lumbini Lions, there are 18 runs on the board for 1 down.
Take a look at the depth over here in terms of their bowling as well as their batting. Biratnagar Kings have played some very fine cricket and they've had some very fine performers through this competition as well. Over number 5. And at the moment, runs coming in singles. He's waited for this and he's pounced at it and he's launched it as well, Rohit Paudel. Talk about the right-handed batter taking on the turn and the spin of the off-spinner. And Paudel has done just that.
That's his job. And it's early on in the over now, so he needs to make it count. This is the low-risk shot. For Darcy Short to take it on, it's high risk.
This intent is very important from the captain. If the Lumbini Lions need to go past 150, he has to walk out with this approach. One six can certainly derail the momentum of a bowler, HT.
Well, you saw that there. He bowled it wide of off stump, which is a completely unprotected area of the ground, and Powdell missed out.
Well, the pressure telling on Bhatta. The six is still playing on his mind, and he drags one short and wide.
Yeah, the shot over deep mid-wicket is certainly playing its part, and the reason being is Bhatta feels that if he bowls it straight at the stumps, that Powdell will take on the leg side. So now he throws it wide of offside, but we've mentioned already, there's no protection out there. So the length has to be perfect. If it's slightly short, he's going to pounce on it.
This is where I feel Surya Tamang is being missed over here. You needed that left arm spinner. You have Sandeep Lamichan, yes. But you run the risk of sometimes just running into too many right-handed batters as well with two off-spinners, HT.
They might have made this selection based on the fact of Darcy Short and Niroshan Dikvela and Dilip Nath as well.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself in the middle. That's the second home run of the over. And Rohit Powdell has taken a liking to Bhatta. And he's got plenty of runs in over number 5, as many as 17. They've just got that momentum back in their grasp. 35 for 1.
Lumbini Lions 35 रन 1 विकेट गुमाए
Welcome back. The Lumbini Lions versus that big Biratnagar Kings lineup. Qualifier 2 of the Nepal Premier League. It's go big or go home. Nicely struck, one bounce over the boundary cushions. That's the way Darcy Short likes it. That's the area that he likes it. I'm Fazal Khalil. Very good evening, Carlos Brathwaite.
This is dominance from Darcy Short. It's an important game, and that's when big players stand up, and he stand and deliver on that occasion. A part of me feels as though the Marshall the Langer experiment to bowl him 1 over and bring him back now is less so about the overs that he bowls 1 and 6, and more so about the Darcy Short effect. And again, so nice, he had to do it twice. Back-to-back boundaries for Darcy Short. The Lions are roaring. Full toss on this occasion and smacked into open leg side boundary. We're still in the power play. Darcy Short is well and truly in. 18 balls so far. The partnership building nicely. 20 balls for 35.
That's beautifully cut away, but there is protection in the deep there. Darcy Short really looking good, and so is Rohit Powdell, the skipper. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, they say. Rohit Powdell, today's the day, today's the evening, and this is the stage. Marsh and Delanga has bowled so well throughout the tournament. It's that big moment for him as well. You don't want to get overawed by the occasion. You need to play on the merit of the ball.
Yeah, Marshall DeLong has been clever. We've seen him use the slow ball now to get a single. He got a wicket last game as well with the slow ball. He's been very smart.
Shot. Just wait for the umpire's call. One for the over, he says. That's a really quick delivery. 135 Ks. He says I could get it, but he didn't really see it, did he?
It was quick. It was absolutely rapid. Threw him before he even knew it. And he just wants a little nick on that. One, just enough to go over the keeper's head. Could potentially go all the way for 6 as well. But pace on is in the favour of the batter.
Coming on to him a lot quicker than he expects. So there is a little bounce and a little pace in this strip. It's pitch number 4. This is where the Biratnagar Kings really played well the other evening. And they got those runs, 148, I think it was, in under 12 overs.
Yeah, that's why I think it's an even better game with the way the game is set up, with the Lions batting first and the Kings chasing. Because if they can get up to 160.
9 runs of the over, 6 done, power play out of the way, 44 for 1. Just a signal done with the power play. That's umpire Wimla Siri from Sri Lanka. As we take a look at the ownership, really happy camp indeed. The Lumbini Lions, a very, very good win yesterday. Could they put it across? Sandeep Lamichhane and his Biratnagar Kings, a very, very crucial moment in the game. Just as we exit the power play, enter Sandeep Lamichhane. Good move, Carlos.
Yeah, always is. You always get your spin in straight away. Especially with Sandeep being the talisman of this team, leading wicket taker. They want to break this partnership. It's accounted for 25 balls now, 37 runs, and it's building nicely. Left-hand, right-hand combination, 2 international players, 2 good stroke players as well. You think he needs to get a wicket?
Well, he'll have to not only be decisive in stroke play, he'll have to be really positive as well. Sandeep Lamichhane, he'll have to watch out for that wrong gun. He has a very well disguised googly.
It's been an even power play. Darcy Short and Dinesh starting proceedings. And though early wicket fell, it felt as though it's this partnership between the skipper, Rohit Podal, and Darcy Short. They've been quite measured in their approach. And just to finish, a flurry of boundaries. 45 for 1. It's very even, very, very even. You can feel the tension building. 2 elder statesmen at the crease and a few other statesmen on the field.
2 is the call. And he's coming back, courtesy that misfield. Hands on hip from Sandeep Lamichhane. They've had a really good power play, 44 for 1, considering the fact that we've not had too many good power plays throughout the season so far. Under pressure in this big game. There it is, the invitation to go big downtown.
Yeah, I think that's what's impressed me about the Lions, the way they're set up as a team. They try to maximize each other's strengths. Rohit Podal takes a little time to get in, but if you look at that strike rate, 23 off 15, it sets him up perfectly now for going into those middle overs where he's really proficient at rotating the strike.
5 runs of the over. Good end to it. Lumbini Lions put into bat 49 for 1 after 7. A lot of red all around, as well as support for the Biratnagar King. Sandeep Lamichhane, a big name, this neck of the woods. There it is, the ownership. The Biratnagar Kings a little nervy for sure. They lost that game against the Sudur Paschim Royals. Prachis GC, who's bowled so well in the tournament for the Biratnagar Kings. He's picked up wickets at regular intervals. He's got the penchant to pick up those wickets, but today's another day. Playing on pitch number 4, not too much has been played on this pitch. Darcy shot likes the ball coming on, and with the left-hander bowling over the stumps, he'll be angling that one in the slot. Drill down the ground. There is insurance in the deep. Well, with all the action here, Jess is in the thick of things. She's got someone really special. Take it away, Jess.
I'm joined here by Dipendra Chowdhury, the team director of the Kings. Dipendra, 7 overs down now. What do you make of the team performance so far here tonight?
We are in the decent position. We say the 2 wickets could be more better, but the wicket took flat, so it's on decent. We are doing good.
You've had a second chance at the final today. What's the plan of attack stepping onto the field for the boys?
Yeah, getting in the second on the table, we got the opportunity to have the second chance. We are prepared well as a team. Let's see how the performance comes today.
Of course, and now without sharing too many secrets, after last match's loss, what are the kind of team conversations that have taken place?
Actually, we had a bad day on that day with Sudur Paschim, so we had a meeting with the team and then try to correct what mistake we did, especially in the batting part. We collapsed on the power play. Hopefully we have a lot of chat with the teams to had wicket in the power play, and let's hope we do good on the power play.
Of course, and now overall it's been a very positive experience for the team this comp. What's that team environment look like?
No, team is very positive, very energetic with the team amongst the enjoying. Everyone is enjoying, especially when we have Faf, Martin and some big names. So young guys are learning a lot from them, and hopefully they will be better in the future.
And you speak about Faf there. How well is he integrated into the team?
Yeah, he passes his knowledge to the young guys, so he's very good with the team.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. All the best to you and the Kings.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you. Back to comms.
Well, thank you very much, Jess. 50 also coming up in that over. That was Dipendra Chowdhury, the team director of the Biratnagar Kings. They came into this tournament really as one of the top 2 sides, Carlos. But you saw the way Sudur Paschim has played. They really humbled the big team with Faf du Plessis in it.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen again tonight. It's difficult to make players of that class, caliber and quality fail twice back-to-back in the same manner. So the Lumbini Lions would, in my opinion, need a couple of options to trigger a similar result. One being getting a big enough score to put them under some pressure, the Kings, and then being a little bit more clever with the way they go about the bowling. I don't expect to see a power play collapse with the bat like we saw the last game from the Kings.
Slow delivery to end the over. And keep strike Rohit Podell. 6 runs of the over. 8 done, 55 for 1. Well, another beautiful sight of this magnificent stadium and what lies just outside the invincible, the Himalayan range. In the background there, in the foreground is the valley of Kathmandu. You see the plane there just going over the Himalayan mountain range. And as we pan right, we come towards the ground, the Chobar Hills there. There you can see the snow-capped Himalayan peaks. What a sight, isn't it? A sight for sore eyes.
It's a beautiful sight to stay far away from. I'm not the adventure man, but it is so beautiful to watch. Have you done any touring of the Himalayas?
Well, I'm a little bit like you, Carlos. I was offered and I politely declined. I was offered the very second or third day by the secretary of the CAN, Mr. Paras Khatka. He asked me whether I'd like to go on an aircraft close to the Himalayas, and I said, you know, I'd rather just stay in the hotel room and look at it from the window of the hotel. That's beautifully struck. That's high, wide, and handsome. First six for Darcy Short, and he this evening means complete business.
Supreme striking from Darcy Short. He knew it in the middle straight away. That's gone a mile. The batting so far in this partnership, which has just breached 50, has been exemplary. They've picked their matchups. They've been very smart in between those matchups, rotating strike. And when the matchup suits, they've gone big. Darcy Short a couple times to Marchant de Lange, and now to Sam Hazlett.
Will be called wide. Just overcompensating there was Hazlett. Once again, you can see those snow-capped mountains there, and then in the foreground, the valley of the city. And in between all this, we have Darcy Short, who's batting with the freedom of 1,000 doves.
Oh, they're playing so beautifully, man. Roy Podal and Darcy Short. When it's not in the area, they're finding ways to maneuver the strike. 18 dots between them. And then once that matchup comes, you saw Podal take out Batter earlier, now Hazlett to Short, same thing.
Intelligent cricket by the skipper. They've got the runs in the over, just nudging it around, picking up the single. You're already 10 runs in this over, 2 deliveries to go.
Doesn't seem to be any demons in the pitch. What do you think is a reasonable score to target?
Once again played off the back foot. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything we saw last evening. So I think a par score here would be in excess of about 160, maybe 165. But the way they're going here, even 170 is possible. But they shouldn't lose wickets, especially these two. It all looks good, but once you start losing wickets, you're staring down the barrel. 9 done, 66 for 1. There it is, 13 and over from here, they'll get 209, but I think 9 and over from here, it's 165. I think they need to be conservative, as in their thinking. They need to think 160, 165, you might end up with more. The minute you start thinking of 180s, then you'll be struggling to get to that 150 mark. Drops that shot, the wrong gun, just dragging it short. But you did the pitch report, Carlos, and it looked a good deck today.
Yeah, and it's playing very, very nicely as well. There's a lot of barren areas there just before a set of grass in the middle. And you've seen that barren area has meant that the ball is not spinning, it's not gripping, it's just sliding on quite nicely. It is important that these two stay together for as long as possible. It looks like batting is getting easier as you get in.
But they also need to keep in mind that the dew comes in at about 5-ish local time, and that's when batting becomes really easy, and so they need those extra 15 runs perhaps if they have wickets in hand.
Just wondering the process of getting those extra 15 runs.
The way they need to do it is play these overs intelligently between 7 and 15. If they can have a good 7 and 15 and not lose a wicket, perhaps just lose one, then they can go really big, 12s, maybe even 13s in the last 5 overs.
Yeah, and you look at the batting, Sandeep Jowar, Dickwell, Nath, Smith, Trumpelman, Sharmala, all can swing the bat and get you a couple cameos.
Well, we've been really enjoying ourselves out here in Kathmandu for the last 3 weeks or so. I'm Fazal Khalil. With me is Carlos Brathwaite in this beautiful HP lubricant commentary box in this Siddhartha Bank League. Enjoying yourself, Nepal Premier League Season 2?
Yeah, it's been fun, and it's going to be business. I know we're 2 games out from a winner. And these are the games you love to be a part of. The big boys come to play in big games. We can see it now with these 2 experienced guys. You can see Sandeep trying to make inroads. We saw Faf come to the party when his team needed it to get into that top 2. He wanted to come to the party again today. Martin Guptill, Marchand de Lange, all these names on show right here in Kathmandu.
Well, absolutely. Faf du Plessis, thousands of them here have come to watch just that one man. And I'm sure he's not going to disappoint them this evening. Another googly to end the 10th over. We're at the halfway stage. Put into bat the Lumbini Lions, 69 for 1. And it's also that time in the innings where the umpire will give it a little tap on the watch. There it is. And signals that's the expert strategic timeout.
Well, it's the penultimate time this season. 3 sides still in the hunt. We know the Royals will be there on Saturday. Who will join them is the question. The Lions have probably had the better start of the 2. We've seen some great moves and vibe in the crowd as always. I think it will have been a fascinating expert strategic timeout for both sides, because I don't think the Kings will be overly unhappy. But I do suspect the Lions will look to get a move on. Both batters striking at 120. They have a great platform. What can they get to? Remember, of course, we've got our My Dear AC coolest fan of the day as well. We'll have to select that later on. A few too many men winning recently for my liking. Come on, women, your day today. And you will win a free air conditioning unit for the hot and cold that we're seeing. And there's the Lions bench and team owners up there. Okay, Andrew Leonard here, HT Ackerman alongside me. HT, great to be with you, mate. Where's the time gone? Just 2 games to go, almost feeling a touch melancholic.
I'm still trying to work out what we predicted in the first week, if it's come true or not. The one thing I do know we said is that we like the look of the Lions side, and then when they went win, loss, loss, we thought there'd be egg on our face, but they've come back well, and they do find themselves, you're right, they find themselves in a really good position here, but we've seen so many good positions blown in the last 10 overs.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, with a little bit of rose-tinted glasses, we said the 3 sides that recruited best were the Kings, the Lions and the Gorkas. This one's down the leg side, will be given as a wide. Pratish GC thought it might have flicked the pad. Been a good partnership though, we're at 62. I know there's been comments, including from yourself, about Road Powell's strike rate, but he just continues to churn out runs. And Darcy Short, having had a difficult start to the campaign, has really improved as it's gone on.
I thought they selected their matchups particularly well during this partnership. Powell took on the off spin, and Short the seam and the left arm spin.
So many, not just in Nepal but around the world, have commented upon Rohit Powell's stature as a young man, as a leader, as someone who shoulders a huge amount of responsibility. Same as last year when the Lions were losing all around them, he was the only one to stand up to be counted when Nepal have got into trouble. He's a formidable young leader, an impressive young man.
Yeah, I don't want people to get me wrong when I say that I think he needs to improve on his strike rate. I'm doing it because I want him to take the next step. That'll be a wide. I think he's a very, very good player, and last year he held that team together and had to play in the manner that he did. I don't think he's had the same the same impact this year as he had last year, and he's had a little bit more support. But I think if we're going to see Nepal upset some players in a couple of months' time, or upset some teams in a couple of months' time, I'd like to see him take his game to the next level.
Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree with that at all, and I think he has the capability to do that. We're going to take on the second. Good identification of the fielder, Lamachani, not the strongest arm, so Powell gets back comfortably despite it being the shorter side. I have concerns about Mumbai, I'll be honest. I don't think Italy is a gimme at all. I think they're a formidable unit. They're currently undergoing a 4-week training camp in Dubai. They've got internationals coming up against Ireland in January. The West Indies will be a completely different side to the one that the Nepal beat in the Unity Cup in Sharjah. Bangladesh's pace attack on a fast surface in Mumbai is going to be tricky. And then England will be one of the tournament favourites. All that stacks up to potentially 4 very difficult games of cricket for me. And I agree with what you're saying. Powell needs to step up and improve his game, but I've seen him do it, particularly against the West Indies A side here, with a really good bowling attack last May, where he struck generally at 160, 170. He can do it, but I also think he kind of adapts his game to the situation and the circumstance. I think he can change those gears come February.
Yeah, it might be a controversial statement, but I look at a South African called Jacques Kallis, who everyone will know. And yes, he'll go down as one of the greatest players that have ever lived, ever played the game. But I think in white ball cricket, his teammates will say he could have been better because he possessed the quality to be better. And I'm not talking about the actual average or the amount of runs scored, but how he scored them. Is that if Kallis got out for 20, it was often in 35 balls. If Callis got 100, it would be in 101 balls. And I'm putting Powdell in that category.
Nice little off cutter from Pratish GC to get out of his over with 8 coming from it. Lions continue to build, 77 for 1. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been talking about Group D as being the group of death. UAE will be formidable on those surfaces, and Chennai in particular. I think Group B in some ways is, but Group C too. Maybe the only easy group is the one with the 3 associates in it, but they're arguably the 3 best associates in the comp, with USA, Netherlands and Namibia very much being capable and competent of upsetting either India or Pakistan on their day. It's going to be a fascinating tournament. I'm so glad the groups have been announced. Nepal are the only one of the 20 teams to play all their games at the same venue. And whilst that will be an advantage in terms of knowing those conditions, I believe their warm-up games are in Chennai, which will be completely different. And then I just don't know, have they got the capability within the current set of skills that they have to adjust well to what should be pacey and high-scoring surfaces in the Wankhede. Got him, chopped it on. It's been the tale of Rohit Powdell's season. He gets to 20, 30 or 40, and then he finds a way to get out. It was a nothing shot, to be honest. And young Subhash Bandari, brought back into the team, is the one who has the second breakthrough.
And he's bowled really well, Bandari. Powdell will be a little bit disappointed, though, because there was a little bit of width for him to be able to work with there. Maybe just try to get it a touch too square on a slowish pitch. But the captain has supplied a platform for his team. He goes for 34. The Lions are 77 for 2.
Big moment for the Kings. They have a window and they've now got 2 left-handers at the crease, because they're not going to go with a promotion for a JJ Smith or a Ruben Trumpelman or even a Sundeep Jura. They're going to go with Niroshan Dikwela. So the 2 left-hand international stars, one Sri Lankan, one Australian, will have to combine to build what is a good platform, but far from a finished or complete innings yet. Dikwela off the mark immediately. Incredible to think the season Powdell's had, his highest score is 49. I just wonder how much of this wicket was that first ball. I think he missed out on a 4 ball, similar delivery, didn't commit to it and paid the price.
Come on, Subhash.
Canter in for 2. I just think on these slow pitches, you don't want to try and get the ball too square. And Powdell, with that first one, he misses out, you're right. And with the second one, I think it's just a touch tighter on the off stump. Just a touch tighter. And he tries to get it too square and chops it on.
Off a leading edge, heads out towards the fielder, put down. Oh, you wouldn't believe it if you didn't see it with your own 2 eyes. It is a dolly. It's as easy as they come at any kind of level, and Pratish GC, not for the first time this season, has put down a really easy chance.
A moment. He was just trying to help that round the corner. Straight to him. And straight out. Big moment. They only got one.
Hasn't he bowled well, Bandari? He should have 3 for 12, should have 3 for 11. It's 81 for 2. Great to have the head coach of the Nepal team here for the last week or so. He was with the under-19s in that successful ACC under-19 campaign, shepherding the next generation. And then it was actually remarkable. I'm in touch with Stewie regularly. Good fortune to play a bit of golf with him there on our rest day before the playoffs started too. He's watched every ball of this tournament. Been quite remarkable, every single thing he's seen. And the one thing that will not have impressed him is some of the fielding in the deep. Helped around the corner, 2 left-handers in, so they're going to bowl with the 2 off-spinners. Local players not adjusting to the floodlights well. I'm not sure there's any excuse here, H.
This probably gets above the floodlights. A little bit of complacency, I'm not sure, but he's got to catch that. Has to catch that. And it's Darcy short.
Just at the last second did he take his eye off it. Just on that replay there, you could see him almost watching it in, and then was he dazzled, startled or something? It's a dolly. Nobody tries to drop a catch, of course you don't. But that had to be taken, you're spot on the money. Not the greatest piece of running there, only get a single. It was, well, at this level, as simple as they come in the deep.
This is a vital partnership. I like the fact that they've moved Dick Vella up. And when I say up the order, I think he has an area in the game, an area in the innings when he wants to walk in. And so they've said, right, we're going to bring you in, 11th over, you've got 9 overs. Now he can do anything. He can play a match-winning innings in the blink of an eye, or he can just hit one straight back to the bowler.
He has an ability to self-combust, doesn't he? There's no doubt about that. Makes him very watchable, makes him very exciting. I'm surprised, being honest though, H. I understand what you're saying. I would have gone with Jura, who's actually played a couple of very nice little cameos and kept that right hand, left hand going. Hits well outside the line, can't be given out as a consequence. Gets this quite fine. And going to be a challenge for the fielder in the deep, and one he cannot cut off. He will certainly play aggressively, and he gets his first boundary, the Sri Lankan.
Gets it fine enough. High percentage of Niroshan Dikvela's strokes come via the sweep and the reverse sweep. Or his scoring shots, I should say.
Oh, great effort. Wonder did this carry. Sent Darcy short, scrambling as well. We'll have a look in the next over. 88 for 2. Fantastic support for both of these sides. Just got to walk around after the pre-game studio build-up that we did. Speaking to fans who travelled up overnight after the win yesterday to come and enjoy the action all the way from Lumbini. Now, we're not quite sure as to how this will make up in terms of what's to come, but can't help but think that JJ Smith and Ruben Trumpelman have faced less deliveries than they could have this season. This looks close. I'll tell you something, this is worth another look. I know that Short will feel as though he's got outside the line. Interesting appeal.
He gets his leg out the way very quickly. Good shout, very good shout.
Exceptional Bandari. Could have had Short caught in the last over. Could this have been LBW? The batter will say he's got outside the line. Oh. It's a little arm ball, the one that's causing Short problems. Definite signs again, HD, that the pitch is getting slower and slower and more difficult. A punch of the bat in frustration.
I'm wondering how they're going to play these last 6 or so overs here, because I think walking to the wicket is going to be very difficult. It's certainly slow. It's keeping a little bit on the low side. I mean, when you've got stroke players like Powdell and Short and they're striking it around that 115, 120 mark, you know that it's difficult.
That's Dickwell's go-to shot. He'll just try and slog sweep, paddle sweep, reverse sweep. This was the last ball of the previous over, if you remember. Didn't quite carry, but great effort from Naran, who's the man who supplied us that catch of the tournament, no doubt about it, out at long off. Gone. Frustration was building for Short, and Bandari does finally have his man, and Pratish GC will be more than a little relieved. An inspired move, getting the young off spinner into the side. He's been the pick of the attack.
It looks an uncomfortable stroke for Darcy Short. Doesn't look like a natural stroke. An easy catch for Guptill. He too, like Powdell, has given them a platform. Short goes for 45, it's 90 for 3.
Sundeep Pure it is, rather than JJ Smith or Ruben Trumpelman, and the Lions just getting themselves in a tangle. They were 77 for 1 and cruising along with a great platform, but the lack of pace in the wicket and some rather poor shot selection has left them in a bit of a muddle. Just a couple of signs of Jora coming to form, a few 20s, but again, like so many of the national team players, you would like to think that they would be doing better in their home conditions. I was reading all those stats to you off air yesterday, talking to Carlos Brathwaite about them. The number of domestic batters who've struggled is really quite remarkable, and something that needs to change in years to come. Superb spell, outstanding from the young man. 3 for 14 from his 4. It's 90 for 3. .24 for 2 from the last 5 overs, as the Lions are conspiring to get themselves in a bit of a mess. Going to need something from their middle order. Plenty of power to come. Smith, Trumpelman still sitting there, waiting, watching. Sandeep Lamachani held wicketless for his last 6 overs in the NPL. He'll bowl his 3rd tonight. Short, wide, cut away, poor delivery, and punished by Dickwella. Crucial boundary, that one.
Oh, there can't be 5 or 6 meters between these two fielders behind point on the offside, so it needs to be precise. Yeah, lovely shot. So he just flips his wrists through that ball to create some power.
For a man who's had it on a string, a rare long hop though. I'm not overly sure about that shot, the next delivery, but he'll pick up a couple. Good to watch, Dickwell. It keeps you on your toes. Here is our Omoda and JQ's new JQ J5, and I believe the team going to be treating us this evening, taking us on a spin around the city. This is the real SUV.
We need to understand, though, that an innings now, you talk about Trumpelman, you talk about Smith, you talk about Dilip Nath. You walk in here and you get 18 off 7 balls, and that is a good innings at this point in the game. You don't have to get a big score. Strike rate, strike rate, strike rate.
It could be a match-winning innings. It may not win the Player of the Match award because, well, the stuffy old commentators up in the box here haven't recognised it as such, but it could end up being the difference between the two sides. Kind of has that feel of a sort of a game. Even if the Kings win this, I don't think they're going to chase it easy. It's not going to be like what they did to the Royals. And this goes miles up. Lamachani's wicket drought might be ending here. Great catch, Marchant de Lange. You can keep him out of the game for 1 match, you won't keep him out of it for 2. And the smile returns to the face of the captain of the Kings. Jura goes for a very high-risk shot and doesn't even get close to clearing mid-on.
They're stumbling here. De Lange has to look for this. He's on the boundary, he looks, and then he realizes, I need to get in. He does, fingers pointing to the sky. He hangs on to that steepler and gives Lamachani his first. Jura goes without scoring, 97 for 4.
Huge innings this one for Namibia's JJ Smith. Those who know the associate game know of his power hitting, his quality and his experience, but he's barely been used really. You look at those numbers there and you say, oh, he's done nothing all year, but I don't think he's faced more than 10 or 12 balls throughout the season because the upper order of the Lions has tended to chew up a lot.
And again, he's a batter. He's not someone who comes in and hits the first ball out the ground. He's capable, but he likes to have a little bit of a look. Give him 4 or 5 balls, and then he's more than capable of making an impact.
Great over from Lamachani. Battles back after that poor first one to pick up the big wicket of Sandeep Jura. 97 for 4.
Yeah, there it is, the most wickets in SBL NPL 2025. Agrakanchi Cement Golden Cap leaderboard showcasing the tournament's leading wicket takers on even keel with Abhinash Bora. With that wicket in the last over, Sandeep Lamachani, he had a chance to go further up as well. Great evening, great settings, great view, great match, and another great season of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. Fazal Khalil.
Absolutely. Really nice visuals, this. Great camera work, isn't it? A drone of ours just shows us something that you could take home and remember for ages. Just look at the ground, how beautiful it looks. It's just twilight here in Kathmandu. Just after 5 p.m. local time. And in the middle, that'll be 4 very lucky runs. Played that from the middle stump. The hopes for the Lumbini Lions, Mikhail, depend on Dikwela and how well he bats from here.
Yeah, courtesy that 4, the 100 comes up as well in the 16th over. So much rests on this man's shoulders. He'll come out with these kind of hits. Very innovative, very cheeky, but that's Dikwela for you. He'll keep the bowler guessing, he'll keep the fielders on their toes. And he'll play the angles tonight. That's if he gets going and if it's his evening. And so far he's looking good, 18 and 12. How far can they get, the Lions? Quick single, nicely fielded by Hazlitt.
Well, if you see the way Dikwela has batted and he's taken the fortunes of the Lumbini Lions forward in this tournament, they were not really playing well. And some of the reasons that they haven't played well before Dikwela came are choices of shots such as these. Just take a look at it. His first delivery, and he's trying to go over mid-wicket. And that's the reason why you lose more than you win. That's nicely struck. Straight to the man at mid-wicket. Bashir Ahmed, the fielder. Redemption for Pratish GC. He did drop that earlier catch of Darcy shot, but this time no mistake by Bashir Ahmed.
There again, very ordinary shot here, and shot selection by JJ Smith. Got a boundary of the first ball of this over, and he hands it straight to the fielder. Bashir Ahmed there, not too sure if that shot was on. Smith walks for a duck as well, so 2 ducks in the middle order for the Lumbini Lions. Half the side back in the dugout. It's 102 for 5. Just a couple of matches left for the culmination and completion of SBL NPL Season 2, and it's been an absolute party out here. Dilip Nath comes out, has had a couple of innings where he's shown glimpses of his hitting as well. The best of 31, can he give company to Dikwela in the middle? 2 left-handed batters now. Under 22 yards and some work to do for the Lumbini Lions. They've gone through a bit of a collapse here in this innings of theirs.
Well, they need some Babal energy. Mikhail, Dikwela there, he's just like the lone man standing on a burning deck.
So is he the firefighter, Fazal?
He's their firecracker. If he can explode here, they'll get to that score of 140, 145. Very patient fans. Yeah, we love you too. It's all happening here at Kathmandu. Really good crowd in. So nice to see so many youngsters coming to the ground, Mikhail. And I've seen them thronging you for autographs and photographs. You and Andrew Leonard have been real toasts of Nepal. The number of autographs that you've signed.
There's a lot of fiction in your stories, Fazal. You can be a great fictional writer, but yeah, there has been a lot of love and adulation. We'll appreciate that.
Just follow Mikhail Vaswani on Instagram and you'll know who's telling the truth.
I would appreciate that endorsement. Thank you very much, Fazal. Yeah, but you've been equally great as a colleague and commentator here. This has gone high up in the air. Marchand Dilanga, another catch loading and taken comfortably. Oh, it's been capitulation. The Lions are caving in and throwing it away with some bizarre hits in the middle. That's wicket number 6.
Well, certainly falling like a deck of cards. They're enjoying themselves now. Earlier it was the Lumbini Lions. They're completely distraught here. Going for the big one. Dikwela, he still had 4 overs. And this is certainly Pratish GC's night for sure. He, along with Butt, who picked up 3 wickets. Dilip Nath gone for just 1. 104 for 6.
Ruben Trumpelman walks out in the 17th over. And team has just lost the plot and thrown it away after what was a very good partnership between Darcy Short and Rohit Bowdell. They stitched 69 runs between them. And after that, they have lost 3 wickets in the space of 10 runs. Oh dear. Talk about self-destruction there, Fazal.
Perfect words. Words, self-destruction. But now they still got hope with Dikwela. 2 is the call. He's coming back for 2. He's coming back for 2. He'll get them comfortably. So he's still got 4 overs, Mikhail. He needs to just get company from the other end. Just take a look at this. I mean, very uninspiring cricket this for the last half an hour, 45 minutes from the Lumbini Lions. They came back so well in the tournament. They won that big eliminator against the Kathmandu Gorkhas. And here they seem really spread thin.
You made a good point there, Fazal, about the shot selection. 3 wickets falling in the space of, say, 8 to 10 runs. 2 batters going out for ducks and 1 for 1. Started with Jora, JJ Smith and Dilip Nath. All 3 caught in the deep. And all 3 just threw their bat without even playing themselves in for at least 2 to 3 deliveries. I'm not being critical over here. You have Dikwela striking it well. All you can do is, at this level, just take the strike and give it to him.
They've gone to run a ball despite losing 4 wickets. Just imagine if they had those 4 wickets intact. And Rohit Bowdell to the left of your screen, just left wondering. Just on a good decision this by the umpire, Wimla Siri. Well, just take a look at the 3 wickets to fall, Mikhail. It's all been batting errors. There it is. That was the first ball that he faced. And he just got it outside the 30-yard. And this was JJ Smith, gone for a duck as well. And then Dilip Nath. I mean, what are they thinking? Back live. This is an eliminator. This is what separates the men from the boys. This is what exposes you with the national coach sitting out here. There it is, Dilip Nath. They have a World Cup to play in the next 60 days. There's the national coach sitting and watching every ball. That's the commitment that someone like Stuart Law has. But it's so uninspiring when you see an abject surrender such as this. They are a much better team, the Lumbini Lions, than this. Beautifully played this. There it is. Situational awareness, Mikhail. Gets the boundary, Dikwela.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're not getting runs in front of the wicket, just use the pace, use the ramp, know where your field is, and fetch a boundary. That's experience, and that's class as well. Just how beautifully he got that bat in time to graze through the bat to go for that four. Brilliantly done.
It's everything you said, Mikhail, and a lot of common sense as well. Dikwela, he has played international cricket, so he has the experience. So why not play around him? But 112 with 3 overs to go after this delivery. You still have time to get to that 144.
9 runs of this over, and Dikwela will keep a strike for over number 18 as well. 1-1-3 for 6. Quick reminder to all our fans as well, Mighty AC will reward one of the most energetic fans with the brand new AC as the coolest fan of the day. So many cool fans, all heart everywhere, Fazal. And this man comes in to bowl his final over. 3 wickets in the last game, 1 today in his first 3.
Well, Dikwela will be aware of the fact that Lamichhane will just be bowling the wrong runs to him, so he can line him up. There it is. He's saying it as well, that I know you're bowling the wrong run. He just has to wait on that back foot and anticipate, pick where he's going to hit Sandeep Lamichhane. Most wickets in the league in season 2. 16 wickets for him. He's really bowled well. I like the way the ball is coming out of his hands, Mikhail. He's not holding the ball too tight with the grip. He's letting it go very nicely from the fingers, and the nice rotation of the wrist as well is the reason why he's getting that kind of turn that he does, both the googly as well as the stock delivery, the leg break. I like the way he's loading up as well.
Just trying to slice that between backwater square. That's the wrong ones that he'll be dishing out to the left-handed batter, as you rightly pointed out, Fazal.
Well, yes, and you see the way his point of loading is right under his chin, and that's exactly where the leg spinner needs to load up. And then his non-bowling hand as well, really being used well.
Yeah, this time smart cricket. Just preempting the wrong one. He's not just had wickets, Sandeep. He's been great on the economy side of things as well. That's why he's been a top performer and one of the MVPs of season 2 of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. Look at that for a spinner. And he's bowled through every situation, in the power plays, in the middle overs, and through the death as well. It's got a lot of height on this one. This should be another catch. Hazlitt getting underneath it, and it's been pouched. Lamichhane finally has the last laugh. Was not allowing Dikwela to free his arms, the frustration creeping in, and Dikwela too throws it away.
Well, I'm completely lost for words here. There it is, another googly. He picked it well, just no timing there. That's the kind of pitch that it is. Ball is coming slow onto the bat, so it's very difficult for these kind of shots. But Dikwela has gone for 29 of 22, 115 for 7.
Shermalla with the ball has been brilliant. Can he just add some runs and help his side go past 130, 135 and give them some respectability in their defense? Sandeep Lamichhane in his elements this evening, and as always through the tournament, 17 wickets for him, on top of the tree. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the last 4 dismissals. Oh, a bit of a misfield. They'll steal a single. You had to see Trumpelman scampering for that single, Fazal. He can see the funny side of things. 116 for 7. Yeah, it's not been an easy ride here for the Lumbini Lions. They lost an early wicket of Adhikari, then came a good partnership in the first 6 that continued to build, but as soon as Paudel departed, a couple of wickets fell between 7 to 15 and between 16 to 20 at the moment. They've already lost a heap of wickets for nothing. 116 for 7. Dilanga, none for 25. Bhandari getting a game, 3 for 14. What a change he's been. And Lamichhane and Pratish too, standing up tonight in the big qualifier too. Generating pace, and that's why sometimes in the follow-through a bowler will lose balance and footing. He bowls with a big heart. He's a great character. Fazal keeps talking about the Babal energy. Well, Marchand Dilanga is showing it, just like how the fans are showing it in the Red Bull fan zone as well. That's the Red Bull New Gen Energy. Refresh your Babal energy. Don't forget to try the New Gen Red Bull product that's recently launched in the market. Fazal's taken quite a few cans back home.
Well, I saw a director guzzling one this afternoon, and he was really enjoying it. I can see the Babal energy just oozing out of our director, Mandir Bhatia.
Right into our ears, Fazal. Thank you, Mr. Director. Driven. Nicely fielded. After Plessy.
Well, just take a look at 7 wickets that have fallen, Mikhail. None of them have been to either the pitch or the bowler. It's all been errors of judgment and wrong choices of shots from the batsman. Just imagine they've struggled their way to 118, and if they just played normal cricket, they would have got to that score of 150. They still have 3 balls in this over and another over to go. That's much better. There was a fielder inside, then you go aerial over the top. But you don't want to hit the ball in the air when you have such good fielders at long off and long on.
Yeah, good enough for the batter. The ball didn't climb on him after pitching. Had to really load himself behind, take the depth of the crease as an option over there. Last evening as well, if you take a look at the chase for the Lumbini Lions, 1-1-1 is what they were chasing. They scraped through. They lost 6 wickets. It was not a convincing win. Today they're 120 for 7. You would imagine they will come out with a better, much improved batting performance, especially when batting first.
Well, when they come out to bat, Sher Malla will have a huge role to play. And he's really bowling well. He's amongst the wickets. They're not able to pick him. And they'll just finish with singles. See, this is what happens, Mikhail. If we see the 3 phases that I keep talking about, they've had a really good power play. They got 44 and they just lost that 1 wicket. They had a decent 7 to 15, that very important middle phase. They lost 3 wickets for 53. And those 3 wickets are the reason why between 16 and 20 they're struggling. They've lost another 3 wickets there, and they've just managed 24 where they should have been going at 10s and 12s and over. That'll be a wide. So that's the way you break down this innings in a T20. Keep wickets in hand between the 16th and 20th over, and then you'll have a really good score to defend. Right now they're just scraping the barrel.
Thanks for that breakdown, Fazal. Just felt the Lumbini Lions had a meltdown there in their batting department. My God, just take a look at that fall of wickets and you'll just wonder why would they throw the opportunity after being in a very good position and situation. 90 for 3, 115 for 7. He gets the under edge, direct hit. The batter will be struggling. They'll somehow make it. They'll come back for the second. No one backing up for the overthrow. 2 runs. Yeah, they'll run for everything and anything from here on the Lumbini lines.
Well, if you take a look at it now, Trumpelman and Malla are just trying to play out the overs and then just grabbing whatever runs they can. Last 30 balls, they've still got 34 runs, but they've lost 4 wickets. Just take a look at this. A comedy of errors. He went for the stumps. He would have been gone for sure. And then the resultant overthrow, an extra run. Back live. That's nicely struck. Will get the boundary. Much needed one for the Lumbini Lions. They're just touching 130 now. 19 done. 1 over to go in this big qualifier too. 128 for 7.
A great opportunity for all our fans. Download the Dish Home Go official OTT streaming platform of Nepal Premier League 2025. We are streaming worldwide except India. Download and subscribe right away the Dish Home Go app. Great scenes, dance all around, music all around, everyone's shaking a leg. Fazal too, I believe, is just enjoying the vibe from day one to this day. Fazal, you're going to miss it, looks like.
Well, I've certainly liked, apart from everything else in Nepal, the Nepali music has got a certain ring to it. The Dole Dole song, I really like it. Falling, falling, falling in love.
Yeah, at the moment, it's the Lions' wickets have been falling on one end. Yeah, that song has become a earworm, right?
Well, and especially to just see this huge crowd that's come, enjoying the music, and the DJ, he's kept his finger right on the pulse of the crowd. He knows exactly what they like. Between overs, especially when you guys go into a commercial break, it's absolutely a din around the TU. And reaches almost 120 decibels.
Block hole delivery. Good bowling here by Pratish. He's been given the ball time and again in that 20th over, and he's done well all through.
These two have put on 15 very crucial runs for the Lumbini Lions. There you can see nervous energy on Rohit Podel, the skipper, seated there second from the right of your screens in the center. Next to him, Sandeep Johra. There is Nirush and Dekwala as well. And all be wondering what would have been if they had just batted a little bit more carefully.
If you're the Biratnagar Kings, you're already starting to think about the chase over here, Fazal. Your thoughts on the score that they've curtailed them to? Feel it's a decent par score that they can chase, or you still feel some tricks will play through the innings?
Well, just take a look at the batting lineup of the Biratnagar Kings. Sam Hazlitt at the top of the order. You have Faf du Plessis. And then Martin Guptill, he's due for runs. Lokesh Baum, he hasn't done. Bashir Ahmed, we've seen how he finishes games. So I think they are at the moment at least 15 runs shy of what should have been a par score. There he is, Martin Guptill. He'll be really hurting with that run out. He is nursing a quads injury. That's nicely struck, but in the air, straight to Martian Delanga. His third catch of the evening. He's in the thick of it. Sher Malla, one could feel for him. No real option left for the left-hander, but to try and go for that big hit, try and get them to that score of 140. Down on one knee, straight to the man, as safe as houses. Pratish GC, how well has he bowled? 3 for 25. He's still got one delivery left. He's picked up wickets for them regularly. Another wicket of Sher Malla, 7 of 7, 132 for 8.
It's been an innings of two halves here for the Lumbini Lions. What looked very promising at the start has just given way to a very, very ordinary batting effort as Abhishek Gautam makes his way to face the final delivery of this innings. Pratish GC very impressive this evening. Now he gets some bat on it. Masun Dilanga will run around it. They'll get a couple of runs here. And this means that the Lumbini Lions will finish on 134 for 8 in their 20 overs. It's been an insipid batting effort towards the last half of their batting performance. And they'll maybe just feel they've shot by 15-20 runs over here. The momentum with the Biratnagar Kings as they head back to the dugout at the halfway stage.
Well, a job well done by Biratnagar Kings. They were expected to come out on the park, winning the toss, electing to field first. Sandeep Lamichhane, all smiles. Faf du Plessis, very serious in that exit out of the ground. He'll come back with his game face on. There's Lamichhane. He's bowled extremely, extremely well throughout the season. Lumbini Lions, that first phase in the power play, they did well, 44, just the one wicket, but just didn't capitalize on it. There was survival. This should have been a little revival. 53, they lost 3 wickets, and then they didn't have too much of firepower left in those overs between 16 and 20. The Lumbini Lions, Darcy Short was playing so well, but very poor selection of shots right down the order, and getting them to that score of 134. In my opinion, perhaps about 10 to 15 runs shy of what they should have been.
Yeah, the Delhi 11 partnership early on, that 69-run partnership between Short and Powdell certainly laid the foundation and platform for a big score, but after that, they just caved in. They offered no resistance. They lacked planning, and the shot selection was abysmal as they just about came in and walked back in no time. And this meant they finished on 134 for 8. Just the one big partnership that came right on top. Otherwise, nothing of note.
Marsha Dilanga, a trifle unlucky and a little expensive as well. 4 for 37, but how well has he bowled throughout for them? 3 for 14 for the youngster Subhash Bhandari, and 3 wickets for Pratish GC as well. He's always been in the thick of things. He's picked up wickets when they needed them, restricting the Lumbini Lions to 134 for 8.
Yeah, good outing here for the Biratnagar Kings with the ball. I believe Jess Crow is standing by for a quick chat. Take it away, Jess.
That's right, I'm here mid-innings joined by Sandeep Lamichhane, who's currently entertaining the crowd. Before we speak about your performance today, Sandeep, I have this Agriculture Cement golden cap for you for the leading wicket taker. So I'm sure you'll be very happy to receive that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always nice to contribute for the team. And, you know, whether it's going to be with me or not, but what matters the most is like how I can keep contributing to the success for the team.
Of course, and now figures of 2 for 18 for yourself today. How did you find it was out there?
It was a challenging wicket today, not the regular wicket we have been playing on so far. And I guess we've done a fantastic comeback after the first 6 or 7 overs. So I guess, you know, 135 is a decent target on the board, and it's just about going there and play all 20 overs and just chase it down.
And now speaking of fantastic comebacks as well, obviously coming back off the back of a disappointing loss for the team. Is there any shift in mindset today? It looked like it when you guys were out there.
I mean, like, that's past, and it's been forgotten by all of us, and we're just looking forward to this good total on the board to chase it down and, you know, go back to the hotel in a nice way.
Of course, they're now chasing 135. Are you confident?
Yeah, pretty confident about the batting lineup we have so far. And it's just like we had a bad day the other day, but, you know, the kind of strength we have as a batting unit in our team, I guess it's going to be an easy one.
Excellent. Well, great work again, and all the best for you and the team.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to comms.
Sandeep Lamichhane has been brilliant. There's a lot of self-belief after this bowling effort. Things got off in some style when Darcy Short played a straight drive, but then Dinesh Adhikari threw it away very early in his innings. Bhandari with the wicket, that was the first to go. Then came a substantial partnership between Powdell and Darcy Short. Powdell in particular began to take on the off spinners, and then Darcy Short grew in confidence as the two of them stitched 69 for the second wicket. Darcy Short was severe on anything that came into him, but then the captain played one on to the off spinner, and after that there was a mini collapse. This was a drop catch. Pratish GC loaded himself beautifully, only to put down a sitter. And for a moment, you felt that the momentum was with the Lions. Dikwila came and added the impetus, but then came a shift in momentum back into the Biratnagar Kings.
Absolutely, they played it really well from there on. The Biratnagar Kings didn't let them get off that leash, that very tight leash that they had around the Lumbini Lions, and they just fell apart and just fell like a deck of cards. Dikwila did play well. That was a catch. Again, a deep mid-wicket. Dikwila there. This was Dilip Nath who departed, caught by Marshan Dilanga. Pratish GC, how well did he bowl in this game? That was Dikwila, the big one towards the end. And then they were just scraping the barrel really and collecting whatever they could get. The Lumbini Lions ending at a score of 134 for 8. There it is, the Biratnagar Kings. They would need 135 of 20 overs at that run rate. When we take a break, we'll be back for that run chase in this all-important qualifier too.
Welcome back to the TU International Cricket Ground here in Kathmandu for qualifier number 2, the Biratnagar Kings taking on the Lumbini Lions. So just a reminder, it was the Kings that won the toss and they decided that they would field first. The Lions, they got off to a good start, but Darcy Short and Rohit Paudel putting on 69 before Paudel was dismissed. And then, well, it was like a pack of dominoes as just Nirishan Dickwella got into double figures. 134 for 8, they ended up in their 20 overs. Alongside me, former West Indian international Carlos Brathwaite. Carlos, a bowling card dominated by the spinners.
Yeah, Subhash Bandari, 3 for 14, amazing figures. He started it off, and it was just a joy to watch throughout, pushing and pulling, prodding and probing the batter. Sandeep Lamichhane regains the golden cap for most wickets with his 2 for, and Pratish GC, we've seen him now finish the innings, using his angles lovely, using his change of pace, and the Kings will be very, very happy with that first innings total that they've restricted the Lions to.
Bandari was the man to make the initial breakthrough, getting Dinesh for just the single. Good catch by Sam Hazlitt, and then breaking the partnership, the all-important partnership, by dismissing Rohit Paudel. His third one was that of the top scorer, Darcy Short. Very impressive coming into this game after missing out on the previous one. So 135 is what the Kings need in order to get through to the final to play against the Sudur Paschim Royals. Men in charge will make their way out into the middle. 135, Carlos. Ordinarily you would think, well, that's a simple chase, but it hasn't been. It's proved to be tough here at the TU over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been tough to chase if the dew comes down, or if it doesn't come down, sorry, and you get a little sticky under the lights. But if there is dew, with the barren patches that we've seen, it could be flat. They didn't do too much first up, just kept a little bit low. And if it's sliding and it's low, it's not the best combination. So it'll be interesting to see how the pitch starts in the power play. And then, as we can see, 2 international stars walking out, Martin Guptill, Faf du Plessis. We saw it in the 1 versus 2 game. We'll have a wonderful idea of where this game will go by the end of the power play, and definitely by the end of 10 overs. If they can get 3 wickets, Hazlitt, du Plessis and Guptill, they're well in the hunt. If they don't, it could be over quite quickly.
A little change at the top of the order, though. Martin Guptill coming in first with Faf du Plessis. Strike rate of 169 in just the 3 matches that he's played here at the NPL. Arrived late after doing duty in Abu Dhabi in the T10. Has played all over the world. A wonderful, wonderful career. One of the very few great all-format players. Sam Hazlitt was the man who opened the batting with du Plessis in their previous match when they lost to the Royals. It's Martin Guptill now. And I just wonder how that thigh is turning out this evening for Martin Guptill, because he had a bit of a thigh injury earlier on in the competition, but he is back in the mix now. It's the strike rates that are so impressive. You know, so often we see players walking out to the middle, strike rates of 110, 115, but for the Kings, it's 154 for Guptill and over 160 for du Plessis.
And that's why we'll know quite quickly which way it's going, because they don't hang around. I just wonder if Martin Guptill has been elevated to open because of that thigh, because I could suspect coming into the middle overs, if they don't have a power play to push them past the total, that they'll need to run. They need to run a lot. This is a very good fielding team, the Lions as well. So just put Sam Hazlitt in a position where he can run, potentially sprint tools with Faf, who's still quite fit, and allows Martin Guptill to take advantage of only 2 out in the power play. Play some shots. If he gets out, he gets out. But we know his class, and if he gets away, it could be a quick finish.
Well, that's Guptill and du Plessis. This is Ruben Trumpelman. And against the Gawkers in the eliminator, he had 2 for 2. Could have had more. He gets a little bit of swing early on, does the big left armer.
What a start. What a start. A little bit of swing back. And you just thought it might be inside edge and wood, and I think this story is a good story because this is what NPL and franchise cricket does. We would probably never known about Ruben Trumpelman outside of playing for Namibia, but we've seen his qualities on the international stage now, and now he gets to come and apply his trade elsewhere in the world, in tournaments like the NPL, and make a real career for himself. He's an excellent cricketer, a good professional, and it's just a pleasure that tournaments like the NPL can platform players like Ruben Trumpelman, your J.J. Smith, Gerard Erasmus from the associate nations and really allow them to blossom and allow them to be seen.
Tucked away for a single. 10 wickets for Ruben Trumpelman. Yeah, the other thing, I was always taught that fast bowlers, if you want to make a team, make sure in the net practices you bowl quickly to the captain. Same sort of thing can happen for Trumpelman here. When you're playing against someone like Faf du Plessis, who plays in all these leagues around the world, you bowl well to him. He's going to say to some owners, have a look at this fella.
And we know his quality. You can see the way he holds the seam, kicks the seam up. That's why he's so important in the power play. In fact, he's the best seamer for wicket and economy rate in the power play. And this is the period of the game that can win them this game. We saw the Royals do it against the Kings. You get two of these out and Sam Hazlett, and you set the cat amongst the pigeons in this Kings batting lineup.
I had a little chat with him before play, actually, just before the toss of the coin went up, and I asked him, have you ever considered bowling three up front when things are going your way and there's a little bit of seam movement, a little bit of swing for you? Because the other day against the Gawkers, he was 2 for 2 and then he was hooked out the attack. And sometimes I think a captain will go, bowl 2 because I want you to bowl 2 at the back end. But I don't think bowling 1 at the back end is bad. If you can knock people over up front, if it's going your way, because it doesn't go your way a lot in T20 cricket as a bowler. Oh, yes. This is what he does. He strikes up front, and Trumpelman done it again, and it's Guptill.
Ruben Trump Card Trumpelman, another wicket in the power play. A first over grab by his countrymate J.J. Smith, and look at that. An uppercut that will floor you. Martin Guptill gone. The Kings 4 for 1.
Another change to the batting lineup. Lokesh Bam walks in at number 3. So obviously Sam Hazlett now is going to be used in the middle, maybe to combat the spin. He has batted in the middle overs before for the Kings earlier on in the competitions before being elevated to the top. Whereas this man was at the top, then he was in the middle, now he finds himself at 3. Oh, yes, please. 2 in 2. That's the end of Bam. And Trumpelman has done it again.
Do not stand in the way of that uppercut from Ruben Trumpelman. Full, straight, through the gate. That is as plumb as they come. And look at the big man wheel away in celebration. They can't stop him. Lokesh Bam gone. First ball duck. 4 for 2. First over done.
Rohit Paudil's going to have to just calm the nerves because his team is on fire here, courtesy of the big Namibian. 2 in the first over.
Just wondering, HD, if this is the occasion that he can try to bowl his 3 up front. You have to look at this batting lineup and think, as we see Sam Hazlett again, strike rate well above 150 into the 160s. This is the partnership. You have to break this partnership, preferably get both out. You do that, and the Lions may still be in the hunt. You don't, and the end probably doesn't matter.
Beauty, wasn't it? Just a little bit of swing, just a hint of swing back into the right-hander. And that, I'm afraid, is out. The one thing that Trumpelman has done, though, is he's learned how the locals appeal. You don't look back and ask the question. You just raise your hand and you run through to the keeper.
To be honest, we didn't need any technology for that. I think the batter was about to walk. It was that dead.
Another man who's been impressive for the Lions, Shermala. 13 wickets this season. If he has a good night here, Jess Crow will be busy taking the cap off Sandeep's head and giving it to Shermala.
Yeah, backing Shermala as well in this matchup to Faf du Plessis. Can he get one off a length and try to get Faf cut in or trying to back away and punch as he likes to do? Likes to give himself room. Can he deceive him? Hit the top of off, top of middle, probably.
He's done it! He's done it! Yes, he has! It's enormous! You'll never catch him!
Sensational! Shermala, you beauty! He can't believe it! They can't believe it! They're falling! They're beside themselves! Legs and arms everywhere, stumps everywhere. Faf du Plessis gone. The Kings in real trouble. 6 for 3.
Oh, Shermala, you have given the Lions supporters something to cheer about. Enormous pressure now on Shankar Rana and Sam Hazlett. Enormous pressure, because there is no tomorrow if you lose this game. They played with such freedom against the Royals when chasing down 140 to try and ensure that they finished in second place. But there was a tomorrow then. And now at moment to critique, their big 3 have failed them. Bam, Guptill and du Plessis all gone. And it's turning.
Rohit Paudil is such a good skipper. And we'll come back to it after this. But just as I wanted him to do, get it on the stumps on a length. Faf du Plessis often gives his stumps up to be able to flay his hands through the offside. They've done the homework. And Rohit Paudil can sense it. He has a slip in, but what he can also sense is it getting away. It's a little bit emotional. The crowd is bringing the adrenaline, bringing the vibe, bringing the hype. He needs his players to just relax. Clarity of thought. Let's do the things that we did to get us in this position as a team, 7 for 3. Because the job is not yet done. That's good leadership from Rohit Paudil.
Which way is it to? 2 gone, 7 for 3. Bashir Ahmed due to come in next. He's played one scintillating knock in this season's campaign, but in very different circumstances. Here, the pressure is at an all-time high. Pratish GC, he's got some runs, so has Marchant Delanga, but it's only been on the odd occasion. There is so much to do from this middle order, and here's Trumpelman. Tail is up. He feels as though he's going to get a wicket every single delivery.
Not a bad delivery for a hat-trick as well. Probably expected it to swing slightly back in and would have challenged his stump. But 2 for 5. I think he has to bowl 3 HD. I think he has to bowl this one, and he has to go again. The ball hasn't been damaged to say it'll stop swinging. It was never prodigious swing. But if you have someone with a tail up like a Trumpelman, you could get them 4, 5, 6 down. You win the game in the first 6 overs. You don't leave it to over 16, 17, etc.
This is the one they want now. The Australian Hazlitt. Powdell has a slip for him. Darcy Short is in its slip. Their fielders converging from every direction, struggling to handle the adrenaline here. Rohit Powdell is going to have to keep his players calm.
If you look at it from the Kings' perspective, they needed to chase 140 odd in 13 overs. They did it in 11. They came out, they were expressive, they played the shots because they had a second chance. But on 2 occasions now, obviously the 1 versus 2, they also had a second chance. Today they don't. They've looked a little apprehensive. That drive from Martin Guptill just looked like a check as opposed to trying to go all the way over. Not sure if he was beaten off the surface by a lack of pace, but it's all just looked a little bit suspect. The intent has not really been there. It's almost like you're looking at 130 odd and thinking, let's get through the power play at 30 for 1 and we'll walk the game home. You still need to show that intent.
At the toss of the coin, Rohit Powdell said he didn't mind batting first, and you just wonder whether that was because of the way they went about the run chase last night, when they only had to chase 120 and they almost stumbled across the line chasing 120. That's the pressure that you're speaking about, and I just wonder whether Powdell felt, you know what, in this game, in Qualifier 2, maybe it's just best we put some runs on the board on these particular pitches, because it's not a shirt front, that's for sure. Yeah, nicely played. When you get on these, where Nepal are probably going to go to during the World Cup, when they go to the Wankhede, for example, and you play on those types of pitches, you can chase anything. But this is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, there's a mindset shift. How do you go about it? I mean, you look at Guptill, du Plessis, Lokesh Bam, Sam Hazlett. There's also Bashir Ahmed. I want to see how he will come in and go under this pressure. Can he repeat his heroics from earlier in the tournament? We have to really think, if I'm in the power play, use the same intent almost from location to location. In Mumbai, that intent may get you to 60. Here it may get you to 45. 45 looks a long way away. 9 for 3, 3 gone.
Mayhem at the TU inside the first 2 overs.
It's been the trump card, Ruben Trumpelman, doing all the damage. Wasn't happy with 1, wasn't happy with 2. And there's healthy jealousy Shermala, he felt a little jealous. He got into the act as well. And he got the biggest of them all, Faf du Plessis.
It's just holding. It's just holding a little bit. There is turn, but it's almost that little pause in the surface from the Kookaburra that's creating problems for the batters. So how do they go about it now? We always hear commentators talk about taking it deep, or players saying we need to take it deep. How do they, because it's not a significant run chase, the wicket's in hand is the problem. What do they do?
Yeah, I think you try to take it deep, as you said, and you get out of the power play. I think the runs you get in the power play now is a material. You get out of the power play, you look now to set up the game for Bashir Ahmed, Pratish. You're looking at Alamichan and Marshant Delang, who come and finish and hit a couple sixes. So if you get that required run rate to 10, 12s in the last 3 overs, you're backing those guys at the back end if you still have 4 or 5 wickets in hand to be able to get the runs. What's going to be really important, obviously, is finishing the power play, and you need to make the most use of those. That's a horrible drag down and not punished. But 7 to 15 becomes oh so crucial.
Should be all the way, and is. Didn't middle it, didn't need to.
Yeah, drag down, sliding in, sliding off the bat, and miles back. Regardless of the situation, you need to put those balls away. He missed the first one, capitalised on the second.
Now he goes over mid-on. This will skip away and go for 4. This is a dangerous cricketer, Sam Hazlitt. 4 gone, 21 for 3. Top of the pile, Shermala. Most wickets in overs 1 to 6, which is of course the power play. 9 of them. He's had a good tournament, the mystery spinner. And you know he's mystery because Faf du Plessis, he was a little uncertain of which way that one was going. And you've got your wish here, Carlos.
Yeah, I was a little upset. JJ Smith took his sweater off, and then Roy Padel said, no, put it back on. I'll keep going with Trumpelman. 3 in a row. And nothing is guaranteed to work in cricket. So this third over can easily go for 20. That is the game that we play and the game that we love, the uncertainty of it. However, if you're thinking about what is the best matchup, what is the probability, you have someone like Trumpelman who's gone 2 for 6 before this third over. He has his tail up, he's warm. You have the Kings exactly where you want them, and you know you're 1 wicket away from being in the depths of that middle order. You have to go with your trump card. He hasn't even been doing that well at the back end, if we be fair to him. He's been going at 11s at the back end, so it's not to say he's a Lasith Malinga, Dwayne Bravo, who's guaranteed to be a banker at the back end. If you're swinging the ball and you're in good form, keep it going. They would love a wicket now, especially the wicket of Sam Hazlitt.
Man back there, just be a single. Hazlitt might not be a household name, you know, but there was a period in time where Australia thought very highly about this man. He just broke onto the scene, got 100 early on in his Shield career, and he was elevated into the Australian national side, played one-day internationals for Australia, then was dropped and hasn't made his way back. but you don't just get into that side for being an average cricketer. There is really something here when it comes to Sam Hazlitt. Oh, careful now.
Small margins, small margins. A little bit of a mix-up. First thing you need to do, Shermal, is pick it up cleanly. Maybe allow that off for Sam Hazlitt.
Communication is so important when it comes to running between the wickets, and that's something we all need to really understand when these tournaments happen all around the world. Is you thrust into a change room with someone you've never played before. You don't even speak the same language, and now you're expected to run well between the wickets.
You know the Aussies are accustomed having full conversations when they're running. No, mate, no run there. No, not now. You'd be hard-pressed to find an Aussie and a Nepalese cricketer having that full conversation whilst trying to run a single. When you're talking about Sam Hazlitt and the phrase that he uses, a good cricketer, I think that's one of the things that would endear Australians to him where he's from. You can see he's not only a good batter, he's a good thinker, has good cricket IQ, but in the field he's electric. He gives you an option with the ball. You can't just be a one-dimensional cricketer and play for Australia. It speaks volumes that can be looked at the way he has, and even during the baggy green.
Well, he survived the 3 from Trumpelman. It's the end of the 5th. It's 24 for 3.
Game on here at the TU, no doubt about that. No real idea as to where this game is going from here. One thing is for certain, though, to get, well, the big 3 up at the top, Guptill, du Plessis and Lokesh Bam early is a big boost to the Lumbini Lions. Interesting call, this one. Hasn't bowled much this season. JJ Smith is going to have a trundle on a surface we all feel as though is slowing and proving very difficult to play against the spinners. Maybe just going to look for a little over of control here from the tall left armer, who's going to come round the wicket to Shankar Rana. Half a chance. Oh, direct hit might have been interesting. Andrew Leonard here joining Fazal Khalil. Fazal, well, we've had 2 absolute thrillers in the group stages. Are we building up to a third here, the first of the playoffs?
Well, certainly. I like the way the Lumbini Lions haven't given up hope. They've got the 3 wickets that they needed. Now Biratnagar Kings have a mountain to climb. Can they get one more out? And Sandeep Lamichhane padded up there. Is it superstition or he's listed to come out next?
Well, now. Nicely bowled, bit of movement. You're not telling me Sandeep Lamichhane is going to come in next at number 6, are you? My list had him at 10. Well, I might be wrong. Let's. Oh, yeah, there he is, 10. You're telling me he's going to vault up to number 6, come ahead of Bashir Ahmed?
Well, I'll be very, very surprised. And Martian De Lanka padded up. Well, it's all happening, isn't it?
Sorry, are they 6 down here? Oh, they could be 4 down. This is close. Oh, now what's this missing? Is it just sliding down? Or was it going to hit leg stump? Very close call, leg by's given.
Well, it'll be a very interesting replay here. The pitch is on about middle. Oh, very, very lucky to survive. Big moment, big moment in the game, this, Andrew.
The reason I feel that was so close is Hazlitt has come across. Leg stump in play. Big moment in the game. It just looked good on first viewing. I think it's probably one of those ones you go up to DRS if you have it, when you have it, come that T20 World Cup in February. It might be umpire's call, but well, this easily could have been given.
Let's just take one more closer look and slow it down as much as possible. There he is on the popping crease. Just a little movement there. And then you can just see that leg stump. There it is, just caught on the crease. And normally when you're caught on the crease, more often than not, the umpire rules in the favor of the bowler, Andrew. But it's been a very lucky moment for the Biratnagar Kings, to say the least.
It could be a big moment, that one. And again, another one as Dilip Nath couldn't pick up cleanly. It was worked straight to him, a backward point. It felt like a bit like a suicidal single. Other key giveaway, you kind of look for indicators as an umpire. If you watch the keeper, there was no movement at all. He stayed exactly where he was. He didn't go down the leg side. Gonna run another quick single, another fumble. Oh, there could have been 2 or 3 wickets in that over. Ends up being 4 runs altogether coming from it. The power play's done. The Kings 28 for 3. There's a signal for the end of the power play. Very much feel as though the game hangs in the balance and there are going to be nerves and the fingernails chewed and more than a few celebrities in the house, to say the least, up in the VIP sections there. And these 4 overs, potential 4 overs, the young leg spinner will be important. Look at that economy through the tournament. Yes, he hasn't taken that many wickets, but for a young wrist spinner to be going at less than a run a ball, exceptional. Will Hazlitt take him on, the left-hander? Oh, no slip. He's living a charmed life out there. And Dilip Nath just does enough. Will save a single. Might have a boundary check, but if it slips in place, it's 4 down.
Well, we'll definitely take a boundary check there, but it looked pretty clean to me from the naked eye. We have the benefit of that replay, and it very clearly shows that he saved a couple of runs. Now the umpire is asking whether they've run one shot. But I just get the feeling, Andrew, that they can't defend this score. The only way they can win is if they can get those 10 wickets, and for that to happen, they have to have a slip no matter what stage of the game you're in.
Yeah, I think it was Shankar Rana. Look at how absent-minded he is here. That's one short. He's not crossed the plane, and it's just poor technique. He's looking at the fielder rather than completing the run, and you will see the greatest umpiring signal there is. He's got an itchy shoulder. Time to tap it. 1 short, 2 instead of 3. We'll get that updated, but it will be Shankar Rana on strike.
Well, really well spotted by umpire Wimila Siri there. He spotted that the batsman could have been shot, and confirmed by the TV umpire. It's really nice to see that the umpire was in good position and made the right call.
Beauty. Slip's got to go in. You're pleading for it here, Faz.
Well, you don't want another one to go down there. We said that's beautifully bowled. A genuine leg spinner. And he's got the really leg spinner's delightful action and technique as well.
Got him! Oh, Tilak, how you've deserved this. I think he's been a point of difference maker for the Lions across their last few games. Remember, in one of the earlier group matches, brought in as late as the 18th over, this time brought in after the power play, and he strikes.
Well, Tilak Raj Bhandari has produced an absolute peach of a delivery, caught in two minds, whether to play it or cut it. Just ended up inside edging that one onto the stumps. Shankar Rana's scratchy innings of 7 of 14 is over. The Kings now in deep trouble at 30 for 4.
Well, what do we have here? There's 52 cards in a deck. There's a 53rd too, it's called the Joker. Here comes the Joker in the deck, in the pack. Marchant de Lange to the crease. What's he doing at number 6, Vaz?
Well, this is a certain Hail Mary that they're throwing, Andrew. He's just going to go hammer and tongs. It's very clear why he's sent out there, but it's going to be a tough life for him against the leg spinner Tilak Raj Bhandari. He's bowling really well. Now the slip is in place. That's good captaincy.
Is he being sent in to have a go? Are you certain?
Absolutely. There's no other explanation as to why Marchant de Lange will come up there at number 6.
He's had a great season. He's been brilliant to watch with the ball. Did have one contribution too at the bat this season. That was that 39 in a losing cause against Chitwan. Good bowling this. Deserves this wicket.
Well, certainly. Just see, he got stranded there on the crease and then just poked at it. That's when you don't know what is happening off the pitch. That's when you pick the bowler off the pitch and not off the hand. Back live now, Shankar Rana, 7 of 14, bowled by Tilak.
Oh, beauty. Went for the googly. I think Delaney is going to get off the mark. Possibly, oh, not quite going to get to the rope, is it? We'll pick up 2. Needs to get going for the 3rd. Will get a 3rd. Really good googly, just a little too straight. 33 for 4. Certainly advantage to the Lions, but plenty of batting to come, and with this rejigging of the order, we suspect as though Marchant de Lange has been sent into the middle order to have a go, to have an attack of the likes of Sher Malla, who's going to return. Just the one over for JJ Smith. Thought it was a good over too. This could be fascinating. Can de Lange even get a couple over the rope, muscled? Still no slip in place. Remember, he'll predominantly, in fact maybe only solely bowl the carom ball that will go away. And the man who was with the Lucknow Super Giants net bowling last year is going to be all over de Lange, you suspect. A smile from the big man. Now we've got one of these every day. It's the Happy Dent sparkling smile of the match. And a very worthy winner with the sunglasses on the head. We've got a hamper on its way to you, madam. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoy your evening. Hammered. Misfield 4. This is why de Lange has been sent in, to have a go at everything.
Well, he's going to hit you all night long if you're going to bowl that length. You need to bring him up, draw him forward. That length, he's going to do that to you every single ball. He's been sent out. He's been given the license to kill. You need to throw it up. Throw it up above the eye level.
Yeah, this is where it's tricky, isn't it? You got to be brave. That's not the length you want to challenge De Lange on. That short one, that tends to be his bad ball, tends to be his miss. He's bowled 3 bad balls, all have gone to the rope. Better length, readjusted by De Lange. What's the thinking here? Right hand, left hand combo, hold back Bashir Ahmed to finish the innings?
Well, a combination of what you just said, Andrew, but then they want to just mess with the bowling of the Lumbini Lions, throw them off gear. If De Lange can get going, then makes life easier for the batsman to follow. But De Lange has got a job on hand for sure.
Mix up just as well. De Lange sends him back. Did see Dilip Nath go off, so we've got a subfielder on out there. That was after his dive for the 3rd run. The 1 run that he saved ended up being a couple with the 1 short. Goes a long way up and a long way back. That's 4 poor deliveries. All of them have got the treatment from Mala. Maybe just overconfident, if anything, looking to do too much, and you cannot bowl that length to Hazlitt.
Well, absolutely well said. Just getting a little ahead of himself, trying to get him out. That's the off spin. He doesn't need to do it. There was so much pressure on them. A release shot by Hazlitt. And releasing the pressure not only on him, but on the score as well, transferring the pressure onto the Lions bowling now.
I've got to say, a poor change of bowling. For me, Smith had bowled a really good over. He's a clever bowler. He didn't need to go back to Mala yet. It's 45 for 4. There's our VVIP section. We've got the president of the Cricket Association of Nepal on the phone in the white hat there. That's Mr. Chatur Bahadur Chand, and Roshan Singh next to him, vice president. And I have to say, the job that the Cricket Association of Nepal team have done to complete this venue inside 6 months, phenomenal. Nothing short of incredible what they've done, including some real weather challenges. Obviously a few political ones as well. As De Lange says yes for the 2nd. It was done at the 11th hour, yes, but remarkable to see this ground where it is now compared to 12 months ago.
Well, it's so heartening to see, and that's a gift to the kids of Nepal who come out here. Great opportunity to express themselves under those lights as well. Putting up the stands is one thing, but getting those lights in order is the other. And absolutely international class. Really well done to every one of those stakeholders involved in putting this festival of the Himalayas together. Getting these crowds in is not easy. I've done many leagues around India, and I've not seen even 25% of the crowd that comes in to watch these games. Absolutely stunning to see.
One.
Well bowled. Nicely dealt with. Hazlitt is doing a good job out there, really is. What's De Lange going to do here? Is he going to look downtown, or is he happy to work it around off the leg spinner who's looking threatening?
Well, he needs to go for it. He needs to throw him off gear. But from Marsh and De Lange's point of view, don't come down the track. Just stand there and tee off. Wait for the short delivery, go mid-wicket. Don't come down the track.
Bowled into the surface, no timing at all. It's agricultural from De Lange. Does have a first-class century to his name. I think that was back in South Africa a long time ago, just the 100 650s across his 148 first-class innings. But I suppose the key is the strike rate, isn't it? Up over 130.
Well, they nearly need him to strike at 130, maybe more.
Critical phases of the game, these, as the 50 comes up here in the 9th over. The Kings won't be happy with the 4 wickets down, but comfortable with that required run rate right now.
Well, I tell you what, this is not a bad move sending Dilanga out there, because it's really thrown Tilak off gear. We've not seen the same Tilak bowling now that he did before Dilanga came into bat. He was throwing it up, he was getting the ball to turn. Now, knowing Dilanga is going to go big, he's dropping everything short. Dilanga needs to wait on the back foot and go mid-wicket.
Tilak needs to be brave and get it fuller like he did from that delivery. 5 runs from that's over. It's 50 for 4. Just have a feeling this one's going all the way. There's the sense of a game that may go to the 40th and final over. It's the very least that we would deserve, given how excellent this season has been. It's been tremendous stuff, hasn't it? From game 1 to game 31 that we're into now. And Rohit Powdell, well, maybe acknowledging his mistake of giving that over to Mallet, is going to turn back to JJ Smith. Bowled one really good over. Still no Powdell with the ball, still no Darcy Short with the ball, still no Abhishek Gautam. So many options, don't they? For the moment, they'll go with the left armour against the left-hander. Protection out there, it'll just be a single. These are critical moments in this innings, in this match, in this season.
Very fortunate there, JJ Smith, that they didn't go into the crowd. He's just shadow practicing that he should have hit the ball down, but I would think he would need to send it into the crowd.
I think there's an acknowledgement from Hazlitt that, well, he's critical. He's got to batter in. The only 3 shots he's really played in anger are the 3 bad balls he's put away. Yes, it wasn't the greatest ball, but he feels as though if he'd taken on the pull into the air, it would have been a risk with deep backward square being out there. So actually back what he's done there. He's feeling as though if he gets 65, 70 not out, the Kings win, and he's already halfway there.
Well, he's just bowling seam up, is JJ Smith. We saw Scotty Kugelheim and Trumpelman do it. Just hold the ball across the seam. Perhaps you land the ball on the seam, it sticks up at you, hits the shiny area, just scoots down. So just mix it up a little, Smith. Don't give them the seam up. Don't give them the pace.
Hope, belief, fanaticism. Now 2 is the call. Trumpelman is haired in from long on, and purely that intent and the size of the big Ivan Drago-esque figure has saved a run there. Great efforts, great intent in the field.
Well, it's just the way that he approached and attacked the ball. Big Trumpelman prevented Martian Dilanga from coming back for 2. And I think that was the right decision as well. JJ Smith, 3 runs of the over. Can he get a wicket?
Feels like a big couple of balls, doesn't it, Faz? Somehow JJ Smith gets a wicket. The Kings are 5 down at the drinks break. They're in massive trouble, but get a boundary, get to 60 for 4, make it 75 to win off the last half. That's very doable.
Well, yes, they're 81 from 62, and to bridge that gap, there's one man out there who can do it quick. Martian Dilanga, he's been sent out there with the intention of getting those quick runs. Now suddenly we see he started batting like a regular batsman, 11 of 10. We need him to get some big ones. That's the reason why you've been sent out there.
This is what happens when you put someone down the order, up the order. They get carried away. They think they're a regular batter. Pulled. Fielder wide of him.
And that's the shot he didn't want to play a moment ago. I think he'll have had his heart in his mouth for a moment, the Australian. The fielder out at deep backward square never looked like getting there.
Well, the ball deserved what it got. It was a rank shot delivery, dug in, just not catching it clean on the middle of the bat, but a real valiant attempt by the fielder there.
Yeah, Durgesh Gupta it is, who's on as the sub fielder. He is left-handed. He's a very fine left-arm bowler. We haven't seen him because of Trumpelman and Smith. What an introduction that would have been for the season for Gupta. Tries to go again. He's mishit this one. Gupta comes in. Hold on! Gives it the trademark celebration too. Why did Heaslett go again? Was it necessary? I don't know if they want to check the catch or maybe check the front foot. I think they're looking as to whether it's been held onto cleanly or not. It looked good on first viewing for me.
Well, absolutely sensational moment in the game. A real good catch by the substitute, Durgesh Gupta. He's done his job for sure. And a nice little celebration by him as well. The Thai Five, as it's called.
Yeah, it's a fair delivery. It's a fair delivery. Please show me the catch, please. The ball fairly caught and is grounded. The ball is still with the player. Do you have any best angle to show me?
Just going to other angle.
Okay.
Going to another angle. Please.
Okay. Waiting for the another angle.
Chuck. The other angle.
Okay. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. The ball is still in his hand.
Yes.
So I want to make a decision for the big screen.
Well, listen to that roar. And the young man who will have been so frustrated to not be playing all season might just have made the critical impact on the Lions. Hunt for a first ever grand final spot. What a catch this is, Faz. Outstanding from the young man.
Absolutely stunning, and that's what changes the game, changes the tournament, changes the fortunes. And JJ Smith, brought in by Rohit Paudel, strikes. Sam Heaslett gone for 34 of 28. That's the Kings at 58 for 5. And it's also that time where umpire will signal the expert strategic timeout.
cricket and the entertainment is reaching fever pitch. How about this for a story? He's not played all through the tournament, and he takes and pulls off an outrageous catch to make his presence felt for what has been a special outing for Durgesh Gupta. He's brought smiles on the face of his captain, and the Lumbini Lions are today roaring when it matters the most. A couple of nights ago, this man pulled the team out of the dead to take them to victory. Bashir Ahmed with 62 unbeaten runs against the Yaks. Can he pull off something special tonight? To take us through the next 5, they have with me Carlos Brathwaite. Carlos, what a match playing out.
I'm enjoying this so much. The tension, the atmosphere, the crowd, the quality of the cricket. Nepal fans, stand up and realize what you have. You're on the cusp of something special. This is a seriously good product, the NPL.
This turn, acknowledgement from Marcin Delanga as well. There's so much happening here.
One ball goes straight now. Straight on the pads.
A little bit of a chat. Might have got to pass and all his experience.
During the break, Martin Guptill had a chat with Marcin Delanga, Bashir Ahmed. There's a bit of tension and panic in that Biratnagar Kings camp at the moment. Half the side back inside 60. Guptill managed only 2, Du Plessis managed 3. You could fairly understand in a chase like this in Qualifier 2. Particularly when this ball is actually gripping from the surface.
Yeah, this is an important partnership, and see Abhishesh come in, Bashir Ahmed new to the crease. It's important that Bashir Ahmed does not get caught up in how difficult it is at the other end for Marcin Delanga. It was a very good rock back and pull, hit the sweepers hard. That's what he needs to do off the left arm spinner.
Put that away. Nicely fielded, Sandeep Johra. What a story it's been for one man, Durgesh Gupta. He's got a chance to redeem himself, and I'll tell you why. You can take us through it.
Sensational. He's running. He put everything into that one, and this time he sensed it. And what I love is it just took a little bit of a pause. There was just a little bit of a pause. You have to time it perfectly almost, because you're running in full steam to get to the drop zone. If you're not going to get there to catch it waist height, you need to stop and then dive into the drop zone.
We'll try getting some more visuals of that, because we have to talk about that catch. Could be the turning point of the game as well. 4 runs of over number 11, 62 for 5. The Lions were looking really good at this stage, but it's after this moment is when they actually caved in that innings of theirs. Biratnagar Kings have already lost 5, so it's a no contest between who are a better side at this stage of the game. Good spin option over here for the Lumbini Lions. That's Mrs. Paudel there, the mother of Rohit Paudel, Mrs. Paldesh Paudel, right in the center of the screen. She'll be a happy lady. Mummy's luck coming through. You know more, Carlos.
Good start again from Tila. Another look at the catch. Runs in, watch about there. He just slows it down, and gives himself then the chance to dive forward. And it looks like such a simple catch once you get there, but remember, Not a lot of players outside of the international players would have been accustomed fielding under lights. It's a whole different depth perception under lights versus just fielding in the day. So for him to come up trumps and understand how to get into the drop zone, when to stop, when to dive, and how to effect a catch, as important as that, in a game as important as this, that's why you train so hard, so many hours for that one moment.
I'll tell you what, he came in as substitute fielder for Dilip Nath. Dilip Nath's not coming back again for that kind of effort. Everyone wants to contribute in some way or the other, Carlos. Durgesh Gupta will certainly feel, take a look at the turnover there, that have done something that will be remembered tonight.
Yeah, everyone wants to make an impact. That's the hallmark of a good team. If you can get all the subs. You can get all the subs to keep the mind in tune in the game. Sometimes you get good knowledge, good feedback. Sometimes you get good ideas flowing. It can never only be the captain, the coach, the bowler, the keeper, the two men that batting. It's a complete team effort. And good teams, it's a complete squad effort. And that catch is a testament to the strength of the Lions squad.
As he got the toe end of it, Trumpelman takes it. Bashir departs. He will not turn hero tonight, at least for the Biratnagar Kings. And Tilak Raj Bhandari strikes. The Lions on top. They're smelling something special tonight. And at the moment, everything's going their way.
Tilak again. Bashir Ahmed felt as though it was the matchup. He could only get the toe end and the kiss of death from Trumpelman. The emotion from Rohit Podal. What a leader. The Lions can smell blood. Bashir Ahmed gone for 3, 64 for 6.
That's the fall of wickets for the Biratnagar Kings in this chase in Qualifier 2. Captain Lamichane would never have thought he would walk out at 11.5 when the chase was a little over 130. And such are the ways of cricket. And he's pushing for 2. Marshan Dilanga says, let's settle for 1. What an over here by Tilak Raj Bhandari. 3 runs and the wicket of Bashir Ahmed. 65 for 6.
Sandeep Lamichane, big task at hand. 70 runs required, 48 deliveries, but it's the 4 wickets in hand that's the challenge.
So much happening here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Ground. Penultimate match before the big final Qualifier 2. Everyone's playing a part, so is the Presidential Graduate School that continues its green drive this season, planting 1 coffee plant for every 4 and 2 for every 6. Great endeavour and great initiative by them.
They've really starved Marchant Delang of any pace at all. He's a strong boy, broad shoulders, and he gives it a mighty whack. I think he has a first-class century as well. So he definitely knows what to do with the bat in hand. But it's been more and more difficult the softer the ball has gotten. Spinners have bowled slower and slower. Spun it harder and harder, taking it away from his swing.
Carlos, you need to take the wickets out of the equation right now and take a look at the runs needed to the amount of balls left. 67 and 45, you'd back yourself in this chase. Ideally, it's a straightforward chase. Tries of catch it, falls short of J.J. Smith, almost carried.
Yeah, the only challenge is the personnel at the crease. If you probably wanted 24 in a few deliveries, you know they're capable of hitting a couple sixes, but are they good enough to get past this spin?
That's been whacked straight to the field. A lovely catch by Sandeep Johra in the deep. Great judgment, great awareness, great composure, and a very fine pouch as well. Abhishesh with another wicket, and the captain departs.
This is always a challenge. Can they do it consistently? Consistently enough to win. Again, pace off, length back. On bended knee, Sandeep Lamichan, but not far enough. And they can sense it. They can smell how close they are to a final, the Lions. The Kings in deep trouble. 69 for 7. Look at the quality on the bench. Just behind Damika Prasad, coach, Sri Lankan international. George Mundy scratching his chin. On the right, Scotland international. And then you have Faf du Plessis in the middle, one of the greatest all-format players of our time. Martin Guptill, New Zealand international. And yet, the Biratnagar Kings, 69 for 7 after 13.
So much has happened in such a short time in this game. In a low-scoring contest, but there it is. A lovely vehicle, the Bajaj Pulsar. That's the next-gen Pulsar power. Explosive, fast, unstoppable. A precision strike, clean and sharp. You a biker person?
Mikhail, not at all, my brother. I'll take the Amodo and JQ J5, please.
Like the big vehicles, the off-roading vehicles and the SUVs.
No, Mikhail, I'm not adventurous. Mikhail asking me about bikes and off-roading. I want the simple luxury of the JQ J5. AC on and a nice smooth ride.
Yes, going after everything now is Delanga. Not left with too many batters to bat around with. Naren Bhatta in the middle. We spoke about the Omar and Jayco. We get that for you, Carlos. The new Jayco J5, the real SUV with best in-segment specs. I'm sure you're enjoying your drives to the ground.
The drives to the ground have been ultra comfortable. We have a full range of Omoda and Jaco vehicles, and just play musical chairs, just jump in the other one every now and again, switch it up. But the J5 is definitely a favorite.
You look the perfect candidate for a brand ambassador for the Omoda and Jaco going forward, Carlos.
Say it again, Mikhail, say it again. Say it long enough, someone will hear.
Your choice of words and the way you explain that entire drive, it makes me run back to the car now for a long drive. Yeah, what a champion bowler he's been in this tournament, Shermala.
Yeah, Shermala's quota comes to an end. 1 for 31 in 4. And that one, the all-important one of Faf du Plessis. 73 for 7, the Kings.
On the 9th of December, Sudur Pashchim Royals just stormed into the match that will happen on the 13th of December. Biratnagar Kings dropped that game, came back to play Qualifier 2 tonight, and at the moment it looks like the Lumbini Lions are just about ahead in this contest. The Lions all the way, Carlos.
Yeah, the highlights for me, not necessarily Lions on the field, but the Lions off it, bringing the vibes, bringing the passion, bringing the colour, the energy, and a strong roar supporting the Lions on the field.
As easy as it gets. He just played all over this one, Dilanga. Abhishesh Gautam, what a night he's having. The spinners have come to the party tonight for the Lumbini Lions, and they're running right with the turn and the wickets in the middle. Another one bites the dust for the Biratnagar Kings, and they're falling apart in this chase.
The crown is slowly slipping from the Kings. He was a mile away from it, Marchant Dilanga. Another beauty of a delivery from Abhishesh. You can tell now the writing is on the wall. 17 for Dilanga, 74 for 8, the Kings.
There's a reason why they're dancing in the aisles and why they're on their feet this evening, the fans and the supporters of the Lumbini Lions. That's because they're looking very good to make it to their first ever final in the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League. Pratish GC has played a couple of good knocks in this competition, but is it too much to ask from the number 10?
This was always going to come. Dilanga, he has the power, but he wouldn't have batted much spin for as long as he has today and conquered it on a pitch as tricky as this. And Abhishesh knew he just needed to keep slowing it up, just keep it out of the range of that step hit or that lofted drive straight over the bowler's head. And then he backed his ability to spin it past the bat.
So you're seeing a yellow versus red contest in the big final. You think it's going that way?
Finish it up, boys! Finish it up, boys!
Yeah, I think they've started to write a couple of L's into that finals position to face the Royals in a couple of days. We're just a little disappointed with the Kings' batting effort, both in the versus 2 and today. When you see the way that they played in that game where they needed runs in less than 13 overs and they knocked it off in 11. With their international quality, with that performance, you just knew the firepower they have, and we haven't seen it since. 15 gone, 75 for 8.
My, oh my. 8th and bottom last year, just 1 win to their name. Within 5 good overs, or maybe 2 good balls, of sealing a first ever grand final spot. Aside from the beautiful Lumbini province. So well coached, so well led. On the brink of pulling off one of the great turnarounds, and this man has been one of the stars of the show, young Tilak, the leg spinner. And for the second time in the playoffs, we've seen a side tinker and fiddle with their batting order, and it hasn't worked. It didn't work for the Gorkhas yesterday, and I don't think it's worked for the Kings tonight, H.
A little bit of tinkering, wasn't there, Guptill? Going from 3 to opening the innings. Hazlitt going into the middle order. Lokish Bam up at 3. And the successful sides tend to be the ones that you sort of know what's happening, don't you? You know their bowling lineup. Very few changes. Ironic, isn't it, that the Lions come into this game unchanged? The Kings made 2 changes. Granted, one of those did exceptionally well, but it does paint a picture.
Not so much just the personnel changes, it's just the Shankar Rana at 5 after Bashir Ahmed's had such a good tournament in and around that number. Marshall Talanga at 6. I think he was sent in to have a thrash, but he barely played a shot in anger. And then Lamachani up at 8.
It's just not the surface that's allowed people to just come in and have a dash. You've got to be really smart with the way that you play.
Flick of the wrists, fielder there, taken. And I'll tell you something, this young leg spinner has a big future. He came into tonight with just 3 wickets to his name, but an economy rate of 5.68. He's been untouchable this evening, and he's been one of the stars, the burgeoning stars of this tournament for my money.
Yeah, not that short, that delivery. Good catch in the deep by Darcy Short, coming in off that deep mid-wicket boundary. They have caught well tonight as well, the Lumbini Lions. And Pradesh GC goes for 2. The Kings, their tournament is nearly done. It's 77 for 9.
Number 11 to the crease. He bowled beautifully, didn't he? Subhash Bandari, but it's going to be all too much needed and required for numbers 9 and 11.
It really was a player of the match performance by Bandari. It really was. It's just a pity that he's going to end up on the losing side. If he ends up on the winning side, he's definitely getting player of the match.
Exceptional figures, his career best in the Nepal Premier League. 4 overs, 3 for 15. With Tilak Raj Bandari at 77 for 9. Great celebrations. Big hit though, and a little bit of joy for a young batter. He bats up at number 3, number 4 in domestic cricket, hidden away down at number 9, showing he's more than capable. Beautiful slog sweep into the crowd.
This is a really good shot against the spin as well. We've seen a few big players fail at this stroke against this type of bowler. That's gone a long way back. I don't think Abhishek should be too worried about it, though. He's got a few to play with.
Yeah, definitely something needs to be looked at in season 3. A young batter here, does bowl some off breaks as well. That's 3 and 4 for his domestic sides. Nepal under-19 captain in the last cycle. And the second 6 and 2 balls shows how good he is. So the question is, why is he beneath Marchant Dalanga? Why is he beneath Sandeep Lamachani in the order? And he's showing why. It might be too little too late, but 2 nice moments for the young man there.
That one off the lower part of the bat, but he's a strong little man, tell you that. He's hit him fairly clean. He's got to keep going. No prizes for second place.
Oh, nice.
The ball hitting away. He made a century last season in the PM Cup. That was in the 50 over formats. Of course, from the Sudar Prashim province, that's who he plays for domestically. 112 not out of 117, 13-4 is that day. What do you put that down to? Is it overvaluation of the players coming in, those with international experience, or just a lack of understanding of kind of some of the skills of the local players?
I do think the reason why Dalanga was sent in is to try and get ahead of the game, was to try and hit boundaries, but the surface just didn't allow for it. And sometimes on these types of pitches, you need proper batters to play proper cricket.
Particularly when it's turning like that. Look at that sharp turn. Abhishek finishes with good figures, 2 for 22, slightly ruined in that last over. It's 90 for 9. Well, somewhere in a corner of Essex, Adam Rossington is watching on, saying, Binod Bandari, I hope you make 58, I hope you don't make 60. And Rohit Powdell, please don't make 64, because I wouldn't mind finishing top of the table. They're the only 2 that can catch him. Maybe Darcy Short could, but he'd need to get a big score. As Rossington, one of the stars of the show. Nice to see a couple of Nepali players in there. And the Lions fans are loving every second. They know they're close. Can JJ Smith take the winning wicket? Only the 5 bowlers used this evening. Mix up and end up as a dot ball, as I think Naran Bhatta wants the strike.
When you play those types of strokes, I know it's gone for no run, but that suggests that it's got something about him. Naran Bhatta. Yeah, I was saying that you need proper batters to play in these types of situations. You think of the innings that Powdell and Short played. Yes, there were a couple of big hits, but there was a lot of rotation of strike, nudging it away for ones.
Yeah, I think ultimately, if we look at the tail of the tape, the difference between the 2 sides will be that partnership for the second wicket.
It's often paid lip service to. You will hear many coaches, you'll hear many players talk about assessing the conditions, but it's often just a statement rather than players actually assessing the conditions and saying, this is what's required for us to win the game.
Good use of the angle here from JJ Smith. Yeah, that second wicket partnership was worth 69, and it came in just over 9 overs. Darcy Short's actually had a really good tail end of the campaign, hasn't he? I've got to give great credit to the Australian, because he's almost tempered his natural game, hasn't he? He wants to pull and to cut and to go after things, but he's played in a really measured manner. Wouldn't have played many knocks of 45 or 41. Good stroke will get 4. Bhatta keeps fighting. Does he keep believing?
JJ Smith's gone full here. This is a part that I don't agree with. I think you've got to bowl cutters into the surface. If he clatters you, he clatters you. but if it just holds ever so slightly in the pitch, the ball will just go straight up in the air.
How many batters did we see do that in the first innings? Even Dick Weller, who played so nicely, thought as though he was right at the pitch of one. McGoogly turned away.
The winning moment, and the Lions, well, they've risen like Lazarus from the ashes. 8th in the first campaign. They're into a first ever grand final. It's all going the way of the red, and Rohit Paudal's men have turned it all around. A Namibian connection certainly with Smith and Trumpelman taking the winning wicket. Shermala's had an outstanding campaign, and a young leg spinner is standing tall in the shape of Tilak Raj Bandari. At Darcy Short and Nirashan Dickwella into the mix. All of a sudden, we might just be looking at a title-winning side. One thing is for certain, HD Ackerman, we have got the grandest of stages on Super Saturday, as it's going to be the Lions against the Royals in a game to savour.
Rohit Paudal at the toss said, I don't mind batting first. Even though they chased the day before to win, to get themselves into this position, he didn't mind batting first. He thought the pitch would be slow, and he thought posting a score in a pressurized game might be the right thing to do. The leader was right. They posted a score. Some may feel that it was 15 or so short. It ended up being 40 too many.
Lovely moment, two great friends. Did exactly what you asked of him, banged it into the surface. Trumpelman does the rest, and sheer jubilation, exultation for everyone from Lumbini. It's such a cricketing hotbed, and it is of no surprise to me that the two strongest cricketing regions in the country, the Far West represented by Sudhir Prashim, and that beautiful Terai region, the birthplace of Lord Gautam Buddha himself, down in Lumbini. They're the two sides who will meet on Saturday. And I'll tell you something, I just wonder, do Lumbini possibly have the momentum? Sudhir Prashim will be desperate to avoid what they did last season, which was do all the hard work and then come up short in the crunch game. And there's such a beautiful connection. Shakti Gauchan, Subesh Kakarel, and the happiest woman in the nation, and indeed man, Mama Paudal and Papa Paudal, proudly on. I was up with them, and I was told that apparently since they've arrived, they haven't lost a game.
Well, they're 5 from 5. So you talk about momentum, that's exactly what you're after going into a final. While the Royals have just stumbled ever so slightly, they got a hammering against the Kings and then won convincingly against them a few days later. There'll be applause all round for the fans that turned up in support of the Lions. They've got a whole lot of supporters as well. They've got a whole heap of them. I will tell you one thing that I've enjoyed, and I know we've spoken a lot about the young Nepali players and the international players, but what's really refreshing for me about this tournament is having seen the overseas players embrace the tournament, the Nepal Premier League, the celebrations when JJ Smith or Ruben Trumpelman takes a wicket is just something to behold. And that is something that you don't see necessarily all around the world in the various leagues. They really want to win. They really want to perform. They've embraced this tournament and they've embraced their teams.
It is indeed 5 in a row. Take the win by 40 runs. H, I think that's such an important point. It's something that makes the very DNA of the game here. The USP of this league are those not on the field but up in the new stands, and that's why the players care. That's why it matters. Marchant de Lange's celebrations throughout the season. You even see the way in which Faf du Plessis has embraced this nation. And spare a thought for the Kings, because they have been excellent this year. They really have. Okay, they're going to come up just one match short of what would have been a first grand final appearance. But a first time in the playoffs, 5 wins in the group stage is plenty for them to be pleased with. I do feel as though the Lions deserve their grand final spot. They're a very, very likeable unit.
We go back once more to that man on the right to the screen, Rowan Powdle. He just has this knack of leading from the front, not just with his batting, his bowling, his fielding. And emotional scenes for the family, selfies all around. And I'll tell you something, Saturday is going to be an occasion none of us who are lucky enough to be here will ever forget.
They've done it the hard way. They won their first game, then they lost a couple, and you thought, oh, hang on, does this side look as though they're going to get nowhere near the playoffs? But to win 5 in a row, that takes some doing. And yet again, what's impressive is it's not just one player. It's not like last year where Rowan Powdle stood man alone. Now we've got different performances from different players on different nights to get them into the final.
I think a special mention for their recruitment mid-season as well, because Nirishan Dickwella has made a massive difference. He really has. That has been an inspired signing, and I'm not certain if some of the other sides have got their mid-season signings right. We're going to have a litmus test, an acid test in the final of the Royals, 2 men who have come in. Okay, they showed a little bit in the shape of Sheldon Jackson in particular in the first v second game, but are they of the same quality, Mukhtar Ahmed and Jackson, as Josh Brown and Chris Lynn? I'm not certain. I'm sure they'll be wanting to prove me wrong come Saturday. But Nirishan Dickwela's had a big impact. And I'll tell you the other thing that's had a big impact. Rowan Powdle trusting his young leg spinner, who for me was the difference between the sides tonight. He took 3 for 15. And Trumpelman up top, well, he's had the most brilliant season. Highest score in the batting, just 34.
It was the power at the top that they would have had to get rid of if they had any chance of getting through to the finals, the Lions, and they did it, courtesy of that man, Trumpelman. Getting rid of Guptill for 2, getting rid of Bam without scoring. It was Sher Muller who got rid of the real danger in Faf du Plessis for 3. It was a fight all the way to the end for the Kings. It was just Sam Hazlitt who held it together with 34, but he couldn't take them over the line.
HD on that wicket, the 5th one that broke the 28-run partnership between him and De Lange. Final ball before drinks. Big moment in the game. Wonderful catch too by Durgesh Gupta.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think he's probably looking at who's standing on the other end, thinking he's got to get most of the runs, and he's seeing what's in the dugout, thinking I've got to get most of these runs. We can question the time, but they were so far behind the game at that point already, I felt. He was the only guy that could have won the game, and maybe Hazlitt needed to say, look, I'm going to take this as deep as I can. I'm going to be the last one out tonight. The others I'm going to trust to get me close, and then I'll try and win it for them. Trumpelman at the top was brilliant. JJ Smith tidied up the tail, but it will be Tilak Bandari who will take the plaudits for his 3 for 15.
And 13 dots in there. Trumpelman with that 2 for now 12 wickets in the tournament. He's been outstanding. Oh, great joy. A hug from mum and a kiss as well. And then a very proud dad too. Also has a new little niece up on the balcony there. His sister is here with what looked like, I don't know, to me, a 6 or 8 week old. Yeah, so happy times indeed in the Powdle family, and more to come February when he leads Nepal out against England at the Wankhede Stadium. It was a big showdown, wasn't it? But ultimately it's going to be the captain of the national team, Rowan Powdle, and the Lumbini Lions taking on the vice-captain of the national team, Dipendra Singh Airee. Well, it's a final, maybe written in the stars, the stuff of dreams for almost every fan here in Nepal. 3 big wickets right at the start. Well, it killed the game. And that one of Guptill, he looked down at the bat and followed up by a beautiful in-swinger given out LBW, good decision. And then the big one, Faf du Plessis himself to Sher Muller.
Hazlitt knew everything was on his shoulders, and he stood man alone as wickets tumbled all around him. Marchant de Lange was elevated up the order. He struggled to get going, and this is the moment. This is the moment where you thought that's the ball game. Wonderful catch in the deep, really was. Bashir Ahmed, he also held out at long on. Ruben Trumpelman, good pair of hands. And Sandeep Lamachani as well found himself higher than normal. The catching and the fielding of the Lumbini Lions was exceptional. And I agree with you, Andrew. Nirishan Dickwella has been an inspirational bit of recruitment, not only for his runs, but for the energy that he brings to the side in the field. while he's keeping wicket. He doesn't know how to lose.
And this was the winning moment. Bowled by Namibia, caught by Namibia, and celebrated here in Nepal. Great scenes for every Lions fan, and the lap of honour that we're so accustomed to seeing for the Nepal national side being taken by the men in red. Well, that is the tale of the tape for the playoffs. We know every result but one. Match 32 and final will be the grand final, the fourth and final Super Saturday. Which way do you see it going, H? You're too early to call?
No, I need tomorrow. I need tomorrow to do some research, but I just can't help thinking that the Lions have just done it the hard way, haven't they? They've come in that fourth position, beat the Gawkers, come in as underdogs against the Kings, hammered the Kings, and now they'll go in as underdogs against the Royals purely because of Dipendra Singh Airy and the clout that he carries. But what a final we have in store.
I think it is a final to whet the appetites of the entire nation. There's no doubt about that. It'll all happen in 2 days' time. But don't go anywhere too far just yet, because we've got all of the post-match ceremonies, plenty of awards, and we're going to hear from the winning captain, Rohit Paudel, in just a few minutes' time with Mikhail Vaswani. We'll be back very soon for that.